And we are live right here on youtube.com/NHBWR for the reaction and review podcast for NXT Takeover Brooklyn #3 and SummerSlam, which I would love to recall it Summer Scam, because that was a absolute scam WWE pulled on us tonight for WWE SummerSlam 2017. I'm your host, as always, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters. I am joined in the studio by my co-host. He is the corporate, or the blissful boss. I was going to call you the corporate boss. The blissful boss, Mr. Corporate himself, Corporate Cappy.
Yay.
Yay, and he's very blissed off today, especially from that woman's match today. But anyways, guys, we're here live on YouTube for our reaction and review of both shows this weekend. I don't want to review SummerSlam right off the bat. I don't think it constitutes or deserves a review after what we fucking seen tonight. That was literally atrocious. That may be the worst SummerSlam I have ever seen to date. I don't think any other SummerSlam, even through the god-awful PG era, tops what we fucking seen tonight. That was absolutely atrocious.
The placement of the matches too, like,
not even that, just the outcomes and the booking in general. It literally felt like Vince McMahon and whoever's running SummerSlam tonight wanted to outbeat NXT Takeover, and they tried so hard to do it, but they used crappy booking. They used shitty, lazy booking as not even an excuse. They used it and thought it was good for the crap that we got there tonight. It was a joke.
They were in desperation mode.
It was a joke. Greg's joining us in the chat. What's going on, Greg? He says SummerSlam was a joke as well. That was stupid. Even the ending. Lackluster ending. Nothing jumped out in that. Well, okay, a lot of stuff jumped out in the match, but the ending of the match, really? I mean, there's all the Undertaker rumors of him being in New York. Obviously, he's just there backstage. Probably visited his friend Shawn Michaels, who was dressed up as Colonel Sanders. Because that made that fucking pay-per-view just 10 out of 10. Oh my god! The KFC commercials.
That commercial we got with Big Show as Colonel Sanders.
Fucking atrocious. Him on the show as well brought it down. I'm giving it the score already. I don't care. We haven't even reviewed the whole thing yet. It doesn't even get by a 2.5 for me. 2.5 out of 10 for this pay-per-view. No excuse to give us this crappy ass of a pay-per-view.
For the second biggest event of the year.
It was fucking atrocious.
It felt like literally a B-level pay-per-view.
And we're going to bring in our hashtag, which was used before WWE started using it recently. Hashtag dumpster fire from start to finish. So SummerSlam from start to finish was a dumpster fire.
I just feel tired. Like, it just terrible.
Not even just from a whole weekend of wrestling, just from having to sit through 4 hours of trying to pick stuff that's great out of this pay-per-view, and there's not.
Hurt my brain watching the show.
There's not. It was terrible. I feel bad doing a pick'em contest for this shit. I should have just done it for Takeover. Maybe people would have been happier, because then people would have been getting a lot more wrong than they got right on this pick'em. I mean, a lot of people did get a lot of wrong. And for those of you wondering out there, I'll be doing the unveiling, or I guess the prize winner video tomorrow, so stay tuned for that tomorrow. I still got to tally up everything. God, it was such an up or down pay-per-view. That's probably going to take me a little bit of time to calculate the results. I'm not really handy on Excel. Trying my best.
People, it was like literally a hill last night. Like, the trajectory was just going up, and then tonight just brought it.
It was right fucking terrible. No Laura joins in the chat. What's going on? We got new guy Teddy Hart. What's going on with the what? What? Yeah, what was that tonight? This was a B-level. SummerSlam was a B-level pay-per-view. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do it right now for the graphic on screen right now. It's going to be funny. You're going to love this. I'm putting the big giant letter A for amazing pay-per-view. And that's going to be for Takeover Brooklyn 3 last night, because that was amazing. Last night was awesome. Maybe one of the greatest takeovers they've ever done. It's up there. And then we're gonna add a letter B for the bullshit pay-per-view we got today for SummerSlam. Unfucking believable. What was that? What did we watch out there?
We had to watch since 5 o'clock.
Since 5 o'clock, and then 5:30, as the fans are still being led into the building, they start a match that probably could have waited until everyone could have at least been in the building to fill the front. The first couple of rows were empty. The Miz performed his match in a row that was empty.
Terrible.
Unbelievable. I can't even get this letter on properly. That's how bad SummerSlam was. Oh, and Cobra Cappy's mic is unplugged. There's a sec to reconnect it here. There we go. Now you're back. Unbelievable. I'm done putting these letters on here. Screw this. Not even worth it. But SummerSlam was bad. You know what? We're not doing SummerSlam first. We can't. Nope. I can't sit here and do SummerSlam first. We got Teddy Hart saying, "Fuck the Mayweather Ireland." Okay, this is WWE. We're not gonna talk about that.
That's a scripted ass.
Oh, he's in Ireland. Oh, it's 4:35 a.m. for him. Damn.
Wow, I feel bad that you had to stay up that late for this crap.
We don't do we do live streams on our own app, Spreaker, which is like our podcast app. We just started doing YouTube Live, which we were trying to get. We're working on getting webcams set up for it, and eventually we'll probably transfer over to this. But you can see the logo up on the screen there, Spreaker. That's our main go-to for all our podcasts, and then it posts on Stitcher, YouTube, and iTunes for us after. So that's basically the whole spiel about us in live streaming. But you know what? We're not talking about SummerSlam off the bat. It doesn't deserve for us talking about it off the bat. I'm too pissed off. The Nakamura and Jinder match really pissed me right the fuck off. That was garbage. Garbage. The worst booking ever. They ruined Nakamura tonight.
Well, you can add another person to that. Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin, buried.
Bye-bye.
Rusev, buried. This was the night of the burial. This was SummerBury, not SummerSlam. Unbelievable. You know what? Fuck it. I'm getting way too pissed off right now. We're going to talk about NXT Takeover. Let's talk about Takeover Brooklyn. Yes, I can actually get happy. I'm actually finding something happy to talk about out of this entire night. And that is what happened yesterday for NXT. Maybe the best NXT Takeover I've ever seen, and it's probably up there as the greatest of all time.
And when you look at the card, you wouldn't think that.
Exactly. Sorry, I had to take a drink of water. I'm already half ranted out here.
When you look at the card and the matches, like you wouldn't think that it would be that great, but
yeah,
they delivered last night.
From start to finish.
Matches. Like we'll get into the first match, Cien Almas versus Gargano, non-title match.
Wow. To open a show, okay, we expected it to be a good match, right? We're going into this. We did our predictions for it. A lot of people knew that we were going into this match. It was going to be really good, but they overdid it. Not even overdid it as a bad thing. I mean, they went over expectations. It was awesome. That was probably an unreal way to get the crowd into it. And it did such a good job. Gargano, oh my God, dude. Oh my God.
Guy's over.
Guy is incredibly over. And that new logo he's got, that emoji, the winking emoji or whatever. You had the crowd all with signs of it. I mean, looked like there's a lot of planted signs tonight.
Yeah.
Or that night. Sorry, last night. But that's all right. I mean, the match delivered. Cien Almas is unbelievable now. I mean, he's come a long way. Like 2 years ago, he was shit. 2 years ago, I wouldn't give a shit about Cien Almas. Now that they're repackaging him with his manager, Austin Aries' wife, actually, if not a lot of people, you guys out there know that. She's actually Austin Aries' wife, which to me, having a wrestler's wife work with someone else in that kind of managerial role where it almost looks like they're, I know she's there for the support factor, but what if there's like a love angle?
They said they're business partners. They don't really show very much affection toward each other.
Okay, I guess so.
Especially Aries gone with the company now. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. Mason Dunbar in the chat is like, can you guys just keep me up to date with WWE because I'm done watching it? Dunbar, I'm actually almost on the same fence as you right now. I was telling Cobra Cappy basically almost at the end of the show tonight, I might just watch NXT for a bit and quit watching the product because holy shit, I'm on the verge of not watching the WWE main roster product for a while now. Something needs to be done. The shakeup has to happen. But then I'm also afraid of the shakeup because I'm afraid they're going to ruin the people they call up.
Some people need to be sent down after
A lot
tonight.
of people need to be sent down. Anyways, so Takeover, Cien Almas and Gargano. Awesome opening contest.
And the irony of the ending of the match.
The irony of the ending of the match was the best part. You had, I keep forgetting her name.
Write it in the chat, guys.
Right in the chat. If you know the manager's name, I always forget. I've been meaning to like get her name down right. But Cien Almas' manager has a shirt of DIY, the DIY shirt, and whips it at Gargano as he's about to finish the match. And he catches it and looks at it with such like shock and awe and disbelief. Like it just really like takes him out of the match, and that is a prime opportunity for Cien Almas to capitalize and win the match with that distraction. Selena Vega, that's it. Selena Vega. So good. That was awesome. Great way to win a match as a heel, as Cien Almas is. I guess is what it is. Their tandem is a heel tandem. That was spot on. Perfect. Such a good match.
20-minute match, too.
Good 20-minute match to open the show with these two people was awesome.
And a non-title match.
Unbelievable. Yeah, non-title match. Gargano's going to go far. I don't see him being pushed in the main main title feud anytime soon. I think they're going to prolong this Ciampa and DIY business until Ciampa's ready to come back. And yeah, okay, so I guess Michael Chow tells us that Selena Vega actually is a.k.a. Thea Trinidad from TNA, and she's also AJ Lee, the person who plays AJ Lee in Paige's movie coming out.
Oh.
So thank you, Michael Chow, for that insight and information. Anyways, yeah, awesome opening contest of Takeover. It really got me into the pay-per-view, got Corporate Cappy into the pay-per-view.
There was something I took away from this, too. I looked on Twitter, and an hour before the pay-per-view, Gargano sent a tweet out that said, wow, all the Gargano shirts are sold out.
Wow.
And he was like, wow, this is awesome. And then,
so every single Gargano shirt was sold out.
And then and then the irony of the match of him getting a T-shirt thrown at him.
Yeah, DIY T-shirt.
So I just found that ironic. That
it's like, we don't have any more Gargano shirts, but we got this DIY T-shirt for you.
Throw at him, yeah. So I thought that was funny, but great way to start.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. But, yeah, great way to start. Great. I was so invested into this Takeover so far. And even at this point, I'm looking at the card going, okay, so they could do maybe a few more of these good matches, and there's some matches where I had to wait and see. So right after this match, we had the Tag Team Championships, and I'm like, oh, that's a little bit early, but that's all right. There's only, 5 confirmed matches for that card. So Authors of Pain for Sanity, and Sanity's good. Okay, your Sanity is one of the top teams in NXT. Let's be real here. This was a shock for me, a huge shock for them winning the titles, because
especially the way Authors of Pain has been booked up to
me
this point.
And you think the same thing. Like, this is a little bit too early for them. I don't think they're ready yet for tag team titles. They don't look like a tag team champion team. You know what I mean?
And especially AOP's been booked as this dominant force that cannot be stopped by anybody.
And it gets stopped by. I don't think Sanity was if they were gonna pick Sanity to be the proper team to take down AOP, they needed to build it a little bit more.
And Killian Dane should have been in the match for one.
Yeah, and then we had that the Freebird rule, I guess they're calling it. Eric Young jumping on and Killian Dane accepting it. I had to go back and watch because I forgot about that part. I thought maybe Killian Dane kind of looked like confused, but he accepted Eric Young taking his place. So Eric Young took his place, and then the crowd was loving it too. Like, they were really behind that. But
I want to say that the shining star in this match was Alexander Wolf, man. I did not realize how good this guy was.
Yeah,
he put on a lot of good
I'd give it
spots.
to Nikki Cross too. Nikki Cross for sure is also the shining star. Man, taking a bump like that, getting sandwiched between two guys and going through a fucking table. That was insane. Like, I was going crazy. That was nuts.
Nikki Cross is a nut bar, but that was awesome. But like, Alexander Wolf was like doing shit that like cruiserweights attempt. Like,
yeah, I know, it was really good. So Alexander Wolf definitely proving himself in this match. But the finish, God, that was. All they did was they did their finishing move, and that was it.
Yeah, because I don't know if it was Akam or Razor went through that table with Killian Dane and Nikki Cross and was basically out of it.
I mean, that was like, that was it. I was expecting maybe more of a crazy finish. I mean, we've seen the crazy finishes we've had with DIY and the Revival and AOP the last couple of months. And
AOP has never been able to be beaten.
And AOP has always retained the title in that case. But then you get this kind of instant where, yeah, it's awesome, and yeah, it's a crazy finish, but it's not as good as the finishes we've seen with AOP for them to lose the titles. So that's why in a case where I love Sanity winning the titles, I just don't think they did it the right way. And now with all the rumors coming out that AOP is being called up, this was it. And what we got after the match, kind of, you know, more points in that direction. We had Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly come out of nowhere and just absolutely destroy Sanity. Don't even touch AOP. AOP just disappears by hand. And they just fucking absolutely killed. They had the Ninja Turtle streak. They had Ninja Turtle masks on when they came out. Yeah, I wasn't sure if they were the Ninja Turtles or Authors of Pain or Authors of Bore, like we call them, or I've heard people call them the Assholes of Pain.
Assholes of Pain. Yeah. I do like the one spot where the meathead tried grabbing. I think it was Alexander. Well, or no, it was Eric Young. But then Nikki Cross held his legs in the corner and ended up just power bombing the other AOP member.
Yeah, that was great.
But yeah, that was a great match. And then the ending was just out of nowhere, where Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly coming out, and it looks like they're going to be the next challengers for Sanity.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
But AOP they still have a rematch, so we'll see what happens with that. But cool. Great for Sanity, man. Like, Eric Young is fantastic, and Alexander will prove to me tonight. I was not a big fan of him, but he really showed me something tonight, last night. I mean, and
we'll see what happens. I mean, we saw what happened at the end of the show, but it kind of looks like they're going to start a Sanity against this new ROH stable, who were called Red Dragon back in ROH. I don't know if they're going to be able to keep the names. I mean, they came out with generic T-shirts. Maybe they're in the works with a new T-shirt coming out. So we'll see what happens. But moving on from this, we got Aleister Black versus Hideo Itami. Huge hype match. Both these guys have actually hyped this match up a lot for the last couple of weeks. I don't think they had enough time to hype it up, but for the amount of time they did a really, really good job. Both these guys are lethal strikers, especially their kicks are insane. But Aleister Black, with that crazy entrance in the beginning, he had that orange band. I don't even know what the fuck their name was, but they were like the most overhyped live band I've ever seen in WWE.
They were like,
we've had lots of live bands in WWE, but we've never had like this hype of a band. Like the one bald ginger guy with the ginger beard. As soon as Aleister Black is like walking by him, there's a perfect camera angle. He just looks at the camera and goes, I'm like, Jesus, this guy is this hype. Aleister Black just walking by, just mind his own business.
He didn't even like acknowledge them really. He just kind of kept walking the whole time.
Could you imagine being Aleister Black and he's walking by and he's just getting screamed in the right side of his ear?
I could keep a straight face like that.
I hope the music was loud enough so we didn't get to hear this guy. Anyways, they did a good job. For a live band to play that kind of song, you know, in that kind of genre, they did a good job. I think they did a really, really good job.
Yeah, and Itami coming out and telling the whole crowd that he demands respect.
I guess this is a new thing now. He's demanding respect.
But the match was really good as well. Like you said,
yeah, and then Jim Ross was on commentary randomly for this match, and then we had Corey Graves. I forgot to say that for the last match. I think that made sense too with Corey Graves because he was tag team champion in NXT. But then now we had randomly Jim Ross. I thought he'd probably do the main event or maybe the women's match because he did the Mae Young Classic with Amy Dumas. I was gonna say her real name, Lita, and for him to do the Asuka and Ember Moon match, that would have made sense. But for him to do Black and Itami was really out of nowhere.
Really think high of Aleister Black, I guess.
One thing I want to say with Jim Ross and Martin all on the same team, it's awesome. Like that's like a dream commentary team, but to me, it wasn't like hearing the same Jim Ross because Jim Ross used to be in the Ronaldo spot. And for him, JR to be the commentator that kind of chimes in here and there, it felt kind of weird. You know, like we didn't get the regular JR that did all the, that says all the names of the moves.
Yeah,
and
you can only have one play-by-play guy.
Yeah, so I don't know. It felt kind of weird, but it was awesome to get these two. And then Mauro Ronaldo's a sick commentator, always the best.
Yeah, but it was just it was a mark moment for sure.
Yeah. Jim Ross and Corey Graves were former NXT commentators, and they were celebrating 3rd anniversary of TakeOver Brooklyn. That's why they were there. Spot placement, I think maybe Jim Ross probably could have done the women's match, in my opinion. But anyways, into the match. Awesome match. I know I missed half it because I had to go drive my father to work. So, and I got stuck by freaking rush hour, or not rush hour, tourist traffic. But I got to watch it later on the night after it was done.
Physicality in this match with these kicks.
Jesus, and then even Aleister Black was bleeding. I think he got like either kicked or punched so hard in the nose that it caused him to start bleeding. And God, man, again, like you said, the physicality of this match was incredible. Vicious kicks from both these guys. I think the one spot I loved was a Tommy knocking Aleister Black on his ass and then doing his signature leg cross sit down and then doing exactly what Aleister Black does. That was gutty, but it was awesome. It was great.
One spot I want to take away from this was the Tommy did a top rope Falcon Arrow.
Yeah.
Aleister Black. Like,
that was sick, man.
Shit.
Man, okay, you got to give it to a Tommy, man. A Tommy has had a rough time in NXT.
2 major injuries.
Like, when he was signed to WWE, he was the hottest free agent at the time to get signed by WWE. Like, he was the guy that he was supposed to, be like the Finn Balor or the Shinsuke Nakamura. But he had 2 bad injuries since then, and really, like, it really put him back. Trey Patterson in the chat, what's going on? Trey Patterson and Juicy Jones.
At Trey Patterson.
We do have Skype up. I might as well put this on now. We do have Skype up if you guys want to call in. I'm just going to leave it at random times. We're not going to have a time where you guys can call in at set times. Call whenever you want, and I'll patch you through, and then we'll talk about what we got to talk about.
Yeah, great match. And then Aleister Black to end it with that kick, man.
Yeah. Oh, they're billing it as this, like, RKO out of nowhere. Like, they're making it's called, was it Black Mass or something like that? Oh God, I think it's called that. I'm gonna look it up right now.
But fuck, like the how he connects with that kick, like square in the face, like that actually looks like that kick would hurt.
Yeah, it's a Black Mass, like a spin kick.
That is incredible.
It's awesome, and they're billing it as like almost like RKO. Like he can hit it out of nowhere and
just end the match.
And end the match like that. Which, like, there was also another point before that where he absolutely took Tommy's head off, and he didn't get the pin, and I thought that actually was the Black Mass. I was a little bit confused, but it wasn't. And when he eventually hit the Black Mass, man, did Tommy sell that so perfectly. And I have to give it up to him, man. I hope he does get pushed a good way in NXT. I know he's going to be overshadowed a lot now, but it kind of looks like NXT is getting that refresh, that huge refresh right now. And so maybe he can actually make a name for himself and maybe come up to the main roster, because he was on the main roster for a short bit. You remember he was in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I think it was for 31 or if it was 32. He was in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So, yeah, they're saying that. It only takes one. They're billing it like that. Yeah, Aleister Black. Guy's got main event written all over him. He's going to be pushed huge, it looks like, in NXT. His theme song's awesome. It suits him. His moveset. He's basically the complete package. I know he's not the look Vince McMahon loves, but he's a look Triple H wants. And it looks like Triple H is, out of this weekend, looks like Triple H is actually doing the right thing.
Main roster, take notes. That's 2 great non-title matches.
Oh, Juggy Brown joining the chat. What's going
big
on?
dog.
The big dog.
But yes, 2 great non-title matches.
Yeah, awesome. And, so far, what are we? 3 matches into Takeover, and all 3 matches deliver. I know the tag team match didn't deliver as much as the 2 singles matches, but it still was a shock for Sanity to win the titles, and then the crazy spots in that one made it awesome. So we're 3 matches into the Takeover card so far, and at this point I'm going, oh my God, like, we have both title matches left. I'm like, is this going to be like a start to finish unreal card? And in my head, I'm like, yeah. It looks like it's going to be one of those pay-per-view cards. I'll just have to see what happens in the next 2 matches. And then we move into the Asuka and Ember Moon NXT Women's title match, where a lot of people thought that I seen a lot of people on Twitter thought Ember Moon was for sure going to dethrone Asuka. But again, they did the right thing. Asuka is not going to lose in NXT. Everyone that is sitting here and thinking that Asuka is definitely going to lose before getting called up, she's not going to lose. she is way too precious. And I don't think she's going to get called up anytime soon, man. I've been hearing rumors about Triple H and Vince McMahon arguing over her and how much Vince wants her to come up. But Triple H knows how much that Vince is going to ruin her and probably make her lose, just like they made Shinsuke Nakamura fucking lose tonight. They'll probably make Asuka lose in her first goddamn match. So that's why Triple H is hanging on to her. So I'm glad because now we get to see her for sure at NXT St. Catharines coming up. That'll be awesome. Ember Zane.
Ember Zane. But yeah, the Bayley, Sasha, and Becky were at ringside.
Yeah, ringside. I think Charlotte wasn't there. Was probably mostly due with her father's health, and that's understandable. But the match was good. Match was very, very good. Definitely lived up to the expectation. I think it lived up to more than expectations. A lot of people were expecting this match to be a quick squash from Asuka and then move on. But Ember Moon definitely showed up tonight or last night for sure. She put on an incredible performance with Asuka. Even hitting her freaking finishing move, the Eclipse, which a lot of people didn't think she would actually hit in this match, but she hit it, and then Asuka kicked out. And there was a few Asuka locks attempts too that she broke out of.
Also during the match, Asuka, she did the disarmer and looked straight at Becky.
Straight at Becky, and then Becky fucking fires back on Twitter. I forget what she said. She's like something about often duplicated, never
imitated, never, or whatever, however it said.
But holy crap, man!
Imitated, never duplicated.
I think maybe that's. I think for sure that we're going to get Asuka versus Becky Lynch. Maybe that's teasing more that Asuka is going to be on SmackDown, which is awesome.
Maybe that's her first feud against Becky. I mean, that's a pretty established.
And we say it's awesome, but SmackDown is going like very downhill right now. So, God, both shows. I don't want her to go to any right now, to be honest. But yeah, Asuka, man, Asuka and Ember Moon definitely delivered. Awesome match. Ember Moon after the match was very, very emotional.
She got a standing ovation.
Yeah, which was good. So it's the NXT crowd, accepting her as one of the top contenders in the division, especially when Asuka goes. So we'll see what happens.
Asuka makes her tap out.
Yeah. So yeah, we moved into the main event. One thing I want to say about this main event, Jesus Christ, but they played with my fucking heartstrings. Oh my God, and they probably played with a lot of you guys out there as well. The promo that they pulled before the match where they played Drew McIntyre's old theme, which I love. I absolutely love Drew McIntyre's old theme, Broken Dreams. They played it like 3 times in it, like a little snippet, and I'm like, oh my God, they're actually gonna bring it back. I've been wanting to bring it back, and then we finally get into the entrances, and we get these police bagpipers, and I'm like, oh no. And then we get the old or his new crappy ass, terrible, depressing theme song, man. This is the worst. This goes up there with Big Cass's and Jason Jordan's new theme, man. Oh my God, they're terrible. CFO, man, what are you doing? Drew McIntyre, I even tweeted at them. I'm like, can you remix please Broken Dreams and his new theme together, because his new theme is just absolutely trash. It's terrible. We get Bobby Roode's entrance, the same thing as we seen at the last pay-per-view. I'm not sure what difference it was this time. Maybe some new graphics on the screen. I don't know. But match was it was all right. It wasn't as good as what we got from the rest of the card, but it was all right. A lot of people were giving it shit. I thought it was good. For those two types of wrestlers, I thought it was good. They definitely put off a good match. Bobby Roode is not going to be like your Hideo Itami or your Aleister Black or your Johnny Gargano. He's going to be his own. We know the style that Bobby Roode wrestles, and him and Drew McIntyre basically almost wrestle the same style, and it worked. I thought it worked. I enjoyed that match a lot. I don't know about you.
I mean, this was the match that I wasn't looking forward to, just because I'm not a big Drew McIntyre fan.
But from what you've seen,
but from what I saw, it was pretty good.
It was good. I actually really enjoyed it. And then the most shocking ending ever from this entire pay-per-view, we get Bobby Roode losing to Drew McIntyre. Not even that. Drew McIntyre kicking out of the glorious DDT was something that shocked you, I know, the most. Because you didn't think anyone would be able to kick out of that thing.
Yeah, the glorious DDT, for fuck's sakes.
And Drew McIntyre kicks out of it? Holy shit.
Bobby Roode, his entrance took like 10 minutes.
But man, Drew McIntyre wins. How I never thought this was going to be the point that I thought Bobby was going to be holding that title till WrestleMania, and then maybe the takeover before WrestleMania next year was going to be the point where he loses it.
I mean, holy I guess moly! That he's 40 years old and they need to get him up in the main roster.
Yeah.
Selfishly, I just hope they don't call him up before NXT St. Catharines in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'm just like, I was in shock. I was in absolute shock.
McIntyre.
But then what happens after really just sent the pay-per-view over to a freaking 10, like a perfect 10, quoting our boy Ty Dillinger. We get Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly reappearing, and I'm like, okay, well, what's going on here? And then the crowd in the background is erupting, and I'm like, oh my God, it's Adam Cole. It's got to be Adam Cole. Sure enough, who jumps into the ring? Adam Cole, baby! And they just beat the shit out of Drew McIntyre, man. Didn't even get his moment with the title. Didn't even get his moment with the title. And then, wow, this ROH stable that we were telling you guys about in the rumors that we've read and that have been circling around the rumors is true. And it's going to be head by Adam Cole. Awesome.
I guess maybe things changed with Rude when they signed Adam Cole. And they said, well, we can't have Adam Cole versus Bobby Roode because they're both heel.
Yeah.
So this is probably a way to transition Cole into the main title picture because now that Rude lost and McIntyre has it.
Dude, I think Adam Cole's going to be the next face of the company. Or, sorry, the face of NXT.
Well, he's like the next big star. Like, they don't really... If Rude gets called up, like...
I think it's going to be Adam Cole. And then they're going to build this stable, this ROH stable. And I bet you Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly win the tag team titles eventually, probably by the next takeover. They'll beat Sanity.
And then I'd love to see Adam Cole versus Eric Young for the
I think that's going to be the feud. It's going to be Sanity. It's going to be Killian Dane and Alexander Wolf versus O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. And then you're going to have Adam Cole in a feud with Eric Young in this like triple feud. It's going to be sick.
Awesome. Stable versus stable. Dude, maybe they add a woman to it.
Yeah. After tonight, man, NXT has become insane. Well, there's actually a couple ROH girls in the Mae Young Classic, so maybe they add one of them.
Yeah, and they have Nikki Cross versus her. Like, this is just... They're planting the seed for an awesome stable versus stable feud that we haven't had in a long time.
Someone just said in the chat, Adam Cole is Michael Cole's son.
Oh, my God.
Stop it.
But we haven't had a good stable versus stable feud.
No, we haven't.
Since the Shield and Evolution, that wasn't even.
Or even the Shield and the Wyatts in NXT. So that was the last like big one. So this is going to be awesome, man.
Count Shield and Evolution because there was only really.
I'm just curious to see if they're going to be called Red Dragon again.
Probably not.
Probably not. There'll be probably ROH probably didn't let go of that type. You know what? That's okay. They can think of something better, I think. But this ROH stable is great, man. The crowd chanting Ring of Honor
and like you said, the last 3 NXT or Ring of Honor World Champions
oh, that's right. They should sign Adam Cole's girlfriend, Britt Baker. Get baked, baby.
Oh, my God.
That'd be your slogan. Get baked, baby.
But, yeah, the fact that they were the last 3 ROH champions coming together.
Yeah, all 3 of them. Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly were all 3 the last world champions before Cody Rhodes. How crazy is that?
Return confirmed.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes return to NXT confirmed. Well, he never went to NXT, but NXT confirmed after he loses that title. And the Bullet Club kicks him out.
What a way to put the icing on the cake of this takeover.
God, man. This is good from start to finish. The first pay-per-view I've seen in a long time where it had me invested from the start of the pay-per-view to the end of the pay-per-view.
All 5 matches were good.
Why couldn't WWE do this for SummerSlam tonight? Now we're going to transition to SummerSlam. Unfortunately, we're going to have to transition to SummerSlam.
The pre-show was longer than the fucking NXT.
The pre-show was as long as NXT TakeOver, and it fucking was bad. So bad. I can't believe I actually turned my TV on at 5 o'clock today, our time, for this goddamn pre-show. It's too long. 2 hours of a pre-show is fucking too long. Who thought it was a good idea to have 2 hours of a pre-show where half the time they're not even fucking doing anything? They started this goddamn pre-show with the fucking panel people putting their shoes up on the table and talking about their goddamn shoes and what shoes they wore to the event. Are you fucking kidding me?
Why even have it?
Fuck the pre-show. I ain't watching this shit anymore.
And then we get there's like 500 people.
Yeah, so they're filing in. Beginning to file. About 5:15, they're starting to file in. There's like, I don't know. I look in the background. We have 30 people tops. They're starting to talk. They start doing they're promoting the stupid social media lounge that no one gives a fuck about, and they handpick the questions. Then they move on to 5:30. It's around a little bit after 5:30 our time when they actually have the first match in the pre-show. And what the fuck? Are you kidding me? They start off with the Miz and the Miztourage against the Hardys and Jason Jordan at that time where you're looking around the arena and there's only 500 fucking people in the arena. Are you kidding me? 500 people. And then you don't even have anybody in the front row. Nobody. Unbelievable.
And you have Miz and the Hardys who are... Like, you have the Hardys.
How do you subject this
and,
shit?
And they have them there when there's 500 people in the arena.
How do the Hardys and Jason Jordan, the Hardys and Miz, who's probably one of the most credible heels right now, come over to the pre-show at 5:30 as the Intercontinental Champion? Fucking ridiculous. This was a joke.
And you have Miz...
There's nobody in the front row. The first couple of rows in the front row were empty. And the best part of this whole thing was, when this match was over, the Miz went out to celebrate. So the Miz wins, which was, whatever. It is what it is. But the Miz runs at ringside, and there's a social media. There's one guy there, one guy at ringside. And he has a phone, and it's confirmed on Twitter that was the social media guy. What the fuck? What the fuck was that? I couldn't believe this shit, man. I honestly don't know why they're subject to that. I don't know what the Miz did. What the Miz did to deserve to be that early in the pre-show.
That was atrocious.
Oh, Mocha Mania's in the chat. What's going on, Mocha Mania?
There was literally no one in the front rows.
Yeah.
Like, on the floor seating, there was, no one there.
Man, freaking... For one, hang on, before I go, James, what's going on? That's Mocha Mania's James from That Ass Podcast.
Can we just say the tweet of the night was from James with his bleach?
Yeah, his bleach tweet saying, "Gentlemen, what is your beverage of choice for SummerSlam tonight?" And that is... And it showed 4 bottles of bleach.
Pick your... It's better than the Fatal 4-Way over there.
This paper was bad. Fucking atrocious. But that tweet was tweet
that
of the
match,
night.
I don't even want to talk about it. I did pick in the prediction show that Miz would pin Jason Jordan.
Yep.
But that was about it. I don't even want to talk about that anymore because it was bad.
It was garbage. We're not drifting to GFW Juggy Brown. I will never watch Impact Wrestling. No matter that Cornette's there now. I don't care. Yes, he's great. I will not watch GFW. No way in fucking hell will I watch GFW.
Now we go on to the fucking pointless cruiserweight match.
I told all of you what would happen about this cruiserweight match. I knew as soon as Tozawa won on fucking Monday that they were going to make him win on... They're going to make Neville give the title back to Neville. They're going to give it back to him this Sunday. And what happens? Exactly what I fucking predicted. Unfucking believable.
Why give Tozawa the title on Monday to just have him lose again?
This made no sense. This should have been reversed. Neville should have won dirty on Monday, causing them to have an official rematch at SummerSlam, and that's where Tozawa should have won it.
And then it makes sense to end Neville's huge title streak at SummerSlam.
I can somewhat accept it. Because I don't even think Tozawa is the right guy to beat Neville for the Cruiserweight title. It makes no sense to me. I don't think he's the right guy.
I mean, I like Akira Tozawa, but fuck, it was just so anticlimactic.
It was
to
stupid.
have Neville, the king of the cruiserweights, lose like that.
Unbelievable. And he wins it right. I knew he was going to fucking win it back in the pre-show. It made no sense. It just shows you how much Vince cares about 205 Live, and that is zero. He fucking does not care about 205 Live. They are drowning being on the main roster right now. Juggy Brown, can we just have NXT review? Juggy Brown, I was actually saying earlier in the show that I told Cobra Cap at the end of SummerSlam tonight, I'm like, man, I just really want to watch NXT from now on for a bit because the main roster product is actually absolutely atrocious. It's an embarrassment. Yeah, exactly what Bokomania just said. It's an embarrassment.
We went over NXT just now.
Yeah, and that was way better. But, Yeah, the predictable cruiserweight match. I knew it was going to fucking happen. They need to be on their own show.
Yeah, Full Sail.
NXT is 1 hour on Wednesdays. Why can't they fucking have their own hour on the network? Promote the network. They're all about this fucking subscribers of the network. Get people to subscribe by hyping up 205 Live on Monday and Tuesday on SmackDown. Okay? Don't have any matches. Hype up the feuds and make people want to tune in on Wednesday, either after or before NXT, for 1 hour or 45 minutes, whatever you want to fucking do, and put it at Full Sail University. The Full Sail crowd will accept the Cruiserweight. You had it there for the Cruiserweight Classic. They fucking loved the Cruiserweights. Why can't they be over there from now on?
I guarantee you, if it wasn't for a dark match main event, the people at SmackDown wouldn't even stay for 205 Live. Like, it would be empty.
Guaranteed. Well, I mean, we were at SmackDown and Raw last week. Or the week, whenever it was in Toronto, the week before. And we stayed for 205 Live. The amount of people that left after SmackDown was done because of how much WWE has ruined the fucking cruiserweights. We thought it was going to be a resurgence of them. No. We got a little bit of hype from the Cruiserweight Classic, and then Vince said, nope, I'm going to pour my fucking bullshit Kool-Aid all over this division. And they fucking ruined it. 205 Live, who gives a shit anymore? There's so much great talent on it. I'm not dissing the wrestlers. Great talent on this roster. But WWE just won't use them properly. So why should I give a fuck about 205 Live?
We got to move on. I was on my way to your house at this point, so I didn't see this.
So the Usos versus... the Samson had an in-ring sing-along. Well, not sing-along, but he had his own little sing thing. And I'm thinking, you know what? Okay, if they're going to fit Elias Samson in the pre-show, that makes sense. Maybe they can give him a little 2 to 3 minute match, whatever. So he sings a song, ends up dissing New York, even though the crowd cheers him after. And then they're cheering for an encore. And he actually gives them an encore.
You know what I would have loved here? Since they have both brands here, why not have an inter-promotional match here? Have Dillinger or Zayn come out and face Elias Samson.
People actually on Twitter were hoping that Shelton Benjamin was going to make his return here.
But it's a fucking pre-show.
And it's a dual brand. You don't actually have to put him on any brand. You can just have him come out here. He's not signed to any brand. Just have him as a free agent.
But why not have an inter-promotional match when they don't get to be together very often?
Why? Okay, we were arguing about this. Why is Dillinger and Sami Zayn subject to not being on the card, but you fucking put the Big Show and Big Cass so far down on the main card? How the fuck does that deserve to be on the show? And then you don't put Dillinger and Zayn, guys that are twice the wrestlers Big Cass will ever be or Big Show ever was.
And the fact that it started at 5 o'clock and they couldn't fit those guys on the show.
Unfucking million. Drink the bleach in, man. It's exactly right, James. Unfucking believable. Unbelievable. Fuck this shit, man. They just ruined Samson too. They didn't give him a chance either. At least he got to be on TV though, unlike Dillinger and Zayn, who are huge workhorses in the WWE. But no, they're not allowed to be anywhere. Not even the fucking pre-show on SummerSlam, your biggest party of the summer. Give me a fucking break.
Tell me Dillinger wouldn't have got the crowd hype.
Give me a fucking break. Then we went to the last one. This shouldn't have even been on the pre-show.
This was one of the best matches of the night. I put it in the top 3, this match.
And it's on the fucking pre-show. Why was this on the pre-show and Big Show and Big Cass was on the fucking main card? Big Show in 2017 does not make sense, Vince McMahon. Get your fucking head out of your own ass and stop thinking about 1999 when you first brought in this fucking big oaf. He's not that Big Show anymore. He's not Paul White.
It's Paul White. It's Paul White.
Fucking
but
unbelievable.
Yes, we get the New Day Usos match was fantastic.
And it was fantastic.
Some of it.
The New Day's promo was good. It's always good. The match was good.
Match was fantastic, actually. I really enjoyed it. Like, just the fact that the Usos basically eliminated all members of the New Day at one point, and the way they ended the match was they basically had to both super kick Big E simultaneously, and then do a double kick together to pin Big E as Xavier and Kofi were laid out on the outside. And we have new tag team champions.
Wow, and that was a shock too. I actually didn't think. I think we both picked New Day to retain, didn't we?
Yeah, another hot potato belt, but At the same time, I love the Usos' work since their turn. It's been fantastic.
And I think I said in the predictions, or we did it on the Lowdown show before, this is where the New Day and the Usos have to stop. This is the end of the line for their feud. They cannot continue after this.
Well, it looks like they're going to have at least a rematch on SmackDown.
Well, I don't think that I don't think does it still cost you, even though they won the belts from them before? Like, New Day won it from the Usos, and now the Usos won it back.
There's always
a stupid rematch clause.
So have it on SmackDown, and then maybe have somebody get involved, and then
maybe that's
on.
where AOP comes in.
But it was a great way to end the feud if that was it. These two teams have very good chemistry in the ring together.
Yeah. So we moved into the main card, and fuck.
Oh
At this point, we already got it announced in the pre-show what we're going to open up with, and that was John Cena and Baron Corbin. I'm like, okay, so the only way, again, that I can accept this match, and before we get into the main card, we actually have a caller calling in, and that is Michael Chow. So let me patch him through. Michael Chow, what is going on?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
You can hear him?
Yep.
Oh, I cannot.
Oh boy, here we go again. Oh man, it's probably because Vince.
I knew Skype was gonna fuck up tonight.
Vince does not want you to talk about the SummerSlam card. He's cut you off.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to. And then we had another one calling at the same time. Guys, relax with the calls right now.
Put your piece in, maybe.
Yeah.
There it is.
Do you want to do call-ins at the end?
Oh, then you won't be able to talk.
Like during the show.
I think you won't be able to talk if I put the piece in. Sorry, James. I know you're trying to call. But I have someone else on the line too. Oh man, this is great. You know what? Let's see if I can do this.
No, plug this in.
No, you won't be able to. You won't be able to talk anymore then, because if your plug has to go into this slot here.
No.
Oh, we can. Yeah, you won't be able to talk.
No, I won't be able to hear them. Remember?
No, you'll be able to hear and just not talk because you have to go into this in order to hear them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How come you can't hear them?
Because my cord is plugged into my microphone, and Skype can only integrate one thing apparently.
I'll put it to yours. Then.
Okay. See if I can. Michael Chow.
I can't hear it anymore.
Yeah, you can. Okay, so it is what it is. We still haven't figured out the Skype for this thing yet, but I'll put you through to my headset. So what's going on, Michael Chow? Yeah. So before we just ended talking about the pre-show, what's your initial reaction to this god awful crap here we got tonight? It is.
I can't hear him on this.
Oh, you can't hear it?
Nope.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to switch something. My bad. Here, let's see if you can hear him now. All right. It's definitely one of the worst SummerSlams of all time, for sure. Yep. It's definitely up there with, it's Fastlane. Fastlane was probably even better than SummerSlam this year. Do you agree?
Yep. No, I definitely agree. I mean, this hyped as the second biggest pay-per-view of the year, and this is what they gave us. It was underhyped, and it was exactly, to be fair, to rant, this pay-per-view was exactly what we thought it was going to be. So, let's be fair.
Yeah. Did you watch the pre-show at all? I don't blame you if you didn't.
I didn't know it started early. No, because I don't know. For some reason, I knew that the pay-per-view was 4 hours long, but I didn't know it was going to start early, as in 4 hours long.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I thought it was just going to go an hour late. Because you remember WrestleMania? WrestleMania went over.
Yeah, you're right.
I thought it was going to be late, but then it's the pre-show. We saw all three of these matches this week on Raw and SmackDown Live, so I was like, I missed it. Oh, well.
Yeah. Man, it wasn't you didn't miss anything much. I mean, you missed the typical Neville retaining, the Miztourage winning. That was expected, but the Miztourage basically wrestled in front of an attendance that would be suitable for a no-name indie event because there's not even anyone in the front row.
Definitely, I saw pictures, so yeah, that wasn't good. And I saw people like trying to get into the arena, like they showed outside shots of people trying to get in, but it looked like they were like either slowly letting them in or not letting everyone in. Like they didn't know they were supposed to let people in or something?
I think there was miscommunication for sure, because I got a lot of that out of Twitter too, that people saying that usually they open the doors by now. I don't think they knew that the pre-show was starting at 5 o'clock. So, what do I want to talk about? Okay, so first match of the card was Cena and Corbin, and they fucked up. They just buried they buried Baron Corbin, among others who got buried tonight. Baron Corbin is now useless for the rest of the year of 2017.
That's right. He's sunk in the water, and they're like, he lost his briefcase, which all of the fans shouted out, and they're like, he can't go any worse, so why not let Cena have a win and a push as he's going to Monday Night Raw tomorrow?
It's so bad. I don't understand. If this has to be more punishment to Baron Corbin. What does him and Dave Meltzer having a Twitter war have to do with anything with his briefcase and now just ruining the character of Baron Corbin?
Exactly. I mean, honestly, I didn't like the way they handled the briefcase, because here's the thing. Okay, so, well, first of all, if they lost faith in Baron Corbin, then why not let him, give him some time? Why do you have that stipulation of the Money in the Bank is good for 1 year if you're not going to utilize the fact, oh, let's see where this guy goes for 1 year until we just absolutely just crush this guy? Right?
I don't know where Baron Corbin goes from here. I honestly can't think of anything. I can't sit here and think of anything that constitutes as anything good for Baron Corbin from now on. What does he do? What honestly, is he going to get sent back down? I've seen people saying oh, maybe we'll send him back down to NXT.
I'm thinking that this guy's probably going to be like Dolph Ziggler. You are probably going to see him on the mid-card scene. I mean, it looks like Kevin Owens is going to feud with Shane McMahon, so I'm hoping at least Baron Corbin's going to maybe go after the U.S. title.
Okay,
He's probably going to argue with the GMs and say it's unfair I lost the briefcase, blah this and blah that, and they'll probably be like, okay, well, how about we give you a U.S. title shot?
To me, they fucked up, though. To me, they should have had Baron Corbin come out here and absolutely beat the shit out of John Cena, because he's supposed to be pissed. They had a little promo with him on the pre-show, trying to talk to him, getting his thoughts on his match, and he basically said he was pissed, and he actually looked very, very angry in the promo beforehand. But then when you get to the match itself, when he's making his entrance and the match is starting, he's not mad enough as if a guy that just lost his briefcase and got it cost to the hands of John Cena. He's supposed to come out here and absolutely beat the fucking shit out of John Cena before the match even starts, whip him around the arena, use a table or something. There's 3 at ringside. Okay, only 2 got used in the main event. I don't understand.
I even saw this part at the beginning where John Cena, he was kind of dodging Baron Corbin, even running outside of the ring and taunting him. I was like, oh my gosh, why are you guys embarrassing Baron Corbin? It's almost as though Vince went up to John Cena and say, hey, at the beginning of this match, I want you to totally embarrass this guy.
This is bullshit. Baron Corbin was in line to be the next top heel in this company. He's basically is still the future of this company. Why even have Money in the Bank anymore? If you're just going to strip a guy of his briefcase because of a little Twitter hate, that's fucking ridiculous.
Oh, boy, yeah.
It's absolutely trash. It is trash booking. What a way to get me in. How does this get me invested in for the rest of the 4 hours of this goddamn show when you give me the burial of Baron Corbin to open it? Fucking atrocious.
Man.
They talked about the hashtag dumpster fire in their feud. This opening contest of this pay-per-view was a fucking hashtag dumpster fire on both hands.
Yeah. Well, let's move from one dumpster fire to another. What did you think about the Jinder Mahal and Shinsuke Nakamura match?
Oh my fucking god, dude. Why? Why did they do this? Vince McMahon is a fucking delusional idiot. How do you have... Go ahead. I want to hear.
I got to tell you, the one thing I really dislike was, honestly, the ending. How many times do we have to see this? This was literally like the last 4 pay-per-views we got with Randy Orton, where Singh Bros interfere, and then Jinder Mahal gets to jump in with the Colossus, and then that's it.
Who he barely did it today. He botched so hard on his face. This is your fucking WWE champion. Are you kidding me? This guy can't hit a simple finishing move, and his finishing move is one of the simplest ones right now in the WWE to do. And he can't fucking hit it right. He only has to do it once in this goddamn match. And he doesn't even do it right. This guy's our fucking WWE champion. Absolutely atrocious and terribly booked. Nakamura deserves better.
And did you notice that he didn't even get to try to do his reverse exploding suplex? Probably because of John Cena. I guarantee you they wouldn't let him do it.
This is terrible. They first ruined Nakamura by changing his freaking his nickname from the King of Strong Style. What is wrong with the King of Strong Style, Vince? What is wrong with that slogan? He just wants to put his own goddamn fucking stamp on Nakamura. So he takes that away and gives it the artist known as Nakamura, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I bet you Nakamura doesn't even like it. And then you have him lose to Jinder Mahal off one fucking finishing move. They just buried... There's another burial. They just buried Nakamura in any chance of him being credible for the next year. This should have been the spot where he won the WWE title and held on to it until WrestleMania. That's how you build a guy like Nakamura. Jinder Mahal is the worst WWE champion I've ever fucking seen.
Yep.
And I was saying this to our buddy Casey Salas, who came over tonight to watch, and I was telling him before this even started that this should have been the opposite way. Kevin Owens and AJ Styles with Shane McMahon as the special guest referee should have been for the WWE Championship. Jinder Mahal and Nakamura should have been for the U.S. Championship, and it should have been not the same outcome. I think Nakamura should have still won in this case, or not even be in the fucking match. But Jinder Mahal should be the U.S. champion for the last couple of months, not the WWE champion. Him as champion makes absolutely no goddamn fucking sense. And they showed the stupid promo package beforehand of all these stupid news sources in India covering Jinder Mahal. They still don't give a shit. They do not care about Jinder Mahal. They were all focused on Roman Reigns in the main event of this show. He is the worst WWE champion of all time. I am saying it right now. I do not care how much heat I get for this or how much flack. I will not sit here and accept someone telling me that Jinder Mahal is a credible WWE champion. Absolutely terrible.
Ironically, your reaction right now is probably feeding Vince McMahon right now. He's like, oh, see, he's such a good heel. These guys hate him.
Such a good heel. He's not even a good heel or face. He's the worst. You only made him WWE champion because he looks like freaking Nemesis from Resident Evil. Vince McMahon sees that and loves his figure. And says, no, that guy's WWE champion. But a guy like Sami Zayn, no, not WWE champion. A guy like AJ Styles, no, we made him WWE champion, but not anymore. A guy like Nakamura, who deserves the title, not him.
There you go.
Vince McMahon just killed Nakamura. Just killed it.
His first loss.
His first loss to fucking Jinder Mahal. Are you fucking kidding me?
It's like having Asuka lose her first match to Dana Brooke.
That's why Triple H is scared. That's why Triple H is scared to have Asuka on the main roster.
No, I gotta tell you, the ironic thing is, I bet you that from a business perspective, Vince could have gotten probably more subscribers from Japan as Shinsuke Nakamura being champ than he's failing to get these Indian subscribers from the WWE Network.
It's fucking bad.
Yeah.
Like, dude, this is terrible.
Oh, man. Next, I want to get to two fast things because I know you guys want to do the review and more people are trying to call in. So want to get to these two last things real fast. The next one, hashtag, I put up this hashtag, where's Carmella?
Hashtag where's Carmella? Yeah, exactly. Where the fuck was Carmella? You know where she was? They showed her for that fucking 5-second clip of her and Ellsworth backstage watching from the back. Are you fucking kidding me? You put that on a pay-per-view. Leave that shit for SmackDown.
Oh my gosh. They even appeared on the pre-show and they even said that Carmella was going to cash in.
Unbelievable.
They literally appeared on the pre-show. They said she was
I think I missed that.
On SmackDown Live, they pretty much hinted that she was going to cash in. And then that's it. She disappeared for the rest of the night. I even went on her Twitter account to see if I missed anything. She was pretty much like nothing. She didn't comment nothing after her 2-second cameo in the women's match.
I don't understand. I thought this was the prime spot because you have a B-level match like Natalya and Naomi, which literally was like, what the fuck? Why did Natty dethrone Naomi so far? There's another person that got buried, Naomi. I literally don't think this was a spot for her to lose a title, especially to a girl like Natalya. How the fuck does Natalya get credibility enough to beat Naomi? How?
Exactly. Natalya, honestly, not even after the Superstar Shakeup, after the draft, her record is like she's lost to almost everyone. Natalya, and out of nowhere, when it counts, she's now beating Becky. She's now beating Naomi. She'll probably beat Charlotte next month. I mean, I got nothing against Natalya. I like her, but this is wrong time.
Yeah, and I'm putting that aside. I know people like Natalya. I can accept that. I don't care. She's Canadian. I like her too. Wrong place for her to win the title. There's no build for this. Absolutely no build for this. It was bad. Another poorly booked match, and now you have Natalya as your champion. What the fuck are you gonna do now? There's nowhere you can go with this. You're gonna have the rematch with Naomi, obviously, which she's probably gonna beat Natalya back. It's gonna be exactly like the Cruiserweight title. They're fucking shooting themselves in the foot. And then now Carmella with no cash in. This would have been the prime spot for Carmella to cash in. They should have had the match go a little bit longer. Natalya freaking barely winning the title and her just being so exhausted and just injured from the match. And then Carmella would have came out and scooped up the title, and that would have made more sense. But for her not to appear at all on the show except for a little 5-second clip of her being in the back and the useless goddamn pre-show, terrible. Fucking terrible.
All right, before I leave, I just want to bring up just one moment from NXT, which I thought was pretty cool, and I don't think you guys brought up, was the hint at the Superstar Shakeup. They had Daniel Bryan talking with the iconic duo Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, while Kurt Angle was talking with Roderick Strong and No Way Jose. What'd you guys think?
Yeah, I think that's definitely the tease for the Superstar Shakeup. Them all sitting up there in the booth, and you had Kurt Angle on one side and Daniel Bryan the other. You had Peyton Royce and Billie Kay talking to Daniel, and then Roderick Strong talking over. Was it Roderick Strong talking with Kurt Angle? I think it was.
Yeah, it was it was Roderick Strong and No Way Jose on Kurt Angle's side, and just Billie Kay and Peyton Royce on Daniel Bryan's side, which is good. I mean, it makes sense. The women's division could use both girls for their women's division, and I guess Roderick Strong and No Way Jose is going to Raw.
I'm interested to see what happens from this. I think we're definitely going to get a Superstar Shakeup for sure sometime. I wouldn't be surprised if it was out of the blue tomorrow night and Tuesday night this week. So we'll see what happens. But Michael Chow, thank you for calling in, man. It's always a pleasure with you. Guys, go check him out. He's got his own podcast, WWMC TV, and go follow him on Twitter at Michael Chow TV.
Cool. Thanks a lot, guys. And, man, thank God for NXT. That's all I got to say. All right, guys. I'll see you later. Cappy in the back. I'll see you later, buddy.
Yep. He says bye, Cappy. He says see you later. He's doing the Batista Queen wave. See you later.
Later.
That was Michael Chow. And Corporate Cappy's back.
I'm back. Been interacting in the chat with buddy James and Mason Dunbar.
Yeah. My God. I'm sorry about my loud rant, ladies and gentlemen. But fucking Nakamura losing tonight did it for me. It pushed me over the fence saying, fuck WWE, fuck this shit. I'm done watching for a bit.
James said 3 buried alive matches tonight. Nakamura, Rusev, Corbin.
Yep, we had a triple buried alive match tonight. James, I know you were trying to call in when Michael Chow was calling in. Give us a sec here, and then I'll let you call back in. I really wish you were able to. I think there's a way for you able to hear, just not talk. Do you want to try that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I have to plug this into this. Know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So give me a sec while I do this. I can still talk. But yeah, that literally was like the piss off of the night. If there was like a, one of the. Like I say, you can call it a piss off of the night. That would have been it. So I'm not going to unplug you and plug you into this until we actually get the call in, so we can talk a little bit more about SummerSlam.
Okay. Did you talk enough about Corbin and Cena?
Yeah, and Natalya and Naomi garbage. Just garbage. I don't understand why Natalia's champion. Doesn't make any sense to me. God, do we have to talk about it? Do we seriously? I did not leave the room, but I don't want to talk about it because it was probably the worst and it went too long. Big Show and Big Cass, but Enzo in that goddamn shark cage went way too long.
When I saw Enzo strip down to his boxers and lube himself up out of the cage.
And this is what? This is a PG product? This is supposed to be PG?
And like we said, like I had said to you and you tweeted it, if Big Show gets a KO punch on Cass with a cast on, you're telling me that wouldn't hurt as much as his regular
How does that work? Big Show, whose hand is probably the size of his own fucking head, okay, has a cast on, the stupid makeshift cast they put on him to make us believe that he has a hand injury, okay, gives Big Cass a KO punch. Now think about it. If I'm in real life here, and I'm facing one of you guys listening out there, I got my right hand is a full-on cast that Big Show's got. My left hand has got absolutely nothing. Okay? Think about this. I can both swing the same amount of force with both hands. Which one do you fucking think is going to work the most?
Look at Cowboy Bob Orton, what he used to do with his cast.
This is fucking unbelievable. What are they doing? Do they think we are all idiots? He hits a KO punch with a fucking cast on, and Big Cass almost no sells and kicks out at like barely 2. Are you fucking kidding me?
This match just dragged.
It dragged. I called in a thing that was supposed to be 4 to 6 minutes long. I actually don't even know how long it was. I hope it's up there on Wikipedia right now for me to look up because I really want to know how long this went. It was way too long.
Enzo gets out. He jumps down. He gets
after liquefying himself in fucking lube for some reason and stripping down to his boxers.
And he gets out. He gets out. Gets to the ring. Gets big booted. Then Big Show takes 2 big boots, and the match is over.
How the fuck is that good TV? How is Enzo Amore going down to his boxers and lubing himself up in a shark cage? Good television. How am I exposed to accept this as a fucking pay-per-view match?
The fact that
this match, believe it or not, went 10 minutes and 30 seconds long.
Felt like a half an hour.
It went 10 minutes and 25 seconds too long, in my opinion.
There was a boring chant, if you can believe it.
Unbelievable. Every match on this card, besides Rusev and Orton, was over 10 minutes. And it makes sense because it's a freaking 4-hour show. But for this match to go that long, this match should have been on the fucking pre-show.
And have New Day and Usos.
I can't talk about it anymore. It's literally making me sick.
So we're going to move on from your favorite match of the night.
Yeah, 10 minutes and 30. Yeah, 10 minutes and 30 seconds. I'll never get back either, James, in the chat.
If we thought it couldn't get any worse than that, we move on to
oh man, and you called it. You're like, this is gonna happen right after each other, and I'm sitting there on the couch going, oh boy. So let me just go to the bathroom even longer, and I didn't even get out of the room, and the match is already done.
Well, first of all, Rusev attacks Orton in his entrance.
Yeah, so the match is not even started yet. When it finally gets underway, 5 seconds, RKO, done. What the fuck did this need to happen for? Why wasn't this on the pre-show? It was 10 seconds. They had time constraint for a 10-second match? Are you fucking kidding me?
And you have Rusev just come back, and this is how you treat him? You have him lose to Randy Orton in 5 seconds?
And Randy Orton for 5 seconds. Why wasn't the fucking Big Show match 5 seconds?
Just have Cass big boot him, there you go, end match.
Fuck this shit, man. WWE are a bunch of idiots. Idiots.
Unbelievable.
They have no idea what the fuck is going on. Rusev botched the RKO. He probably didn't even know that was going to happen. He barely laid it on his... It just looked botched. It's all hell. Garbage. Moving on. Fucking bitch.
So I was going to say Rusev should face Styles for the U.S. title now, but like, he just lost to Randy Orton in 5 seconds. There's no way he's getting a title match now. The guy just came back to SmackDown.
They might as well put Rusev and Baron Corbin together because they fucking. What else are they gonna do? Unfucking believable. Let's move on. Fuck this shit. We're moving on. Sasha Banks, Alexa Bliss, women's championship match. I felt it didn't go as long as I thought it was going to. I mean, there's a lot of matches on here that went as long as I thought the women's match should have gone, but it didn't. And this was. I know this is really tough for you to watch. But another questionable booking call. What the fuck, man? Was Sasha Banks the one to win? Like, was she supposed to win this match?
So does that mean Bayley was supposed to win?
I don't know. The crowd would have booed the shit out of Bayley if it was her.
We had no interference from Nia or Bayley in this match, which was shocking to me.
And your girl got her ass whooped for almost the entire match. Your girl Sasha. It was crazy. Like, Alexa was all over her like flies on shit. And
just like the Nia match.
It was physical. This was actually a very, very physical match.
Well, yeah. I mean, neither of them are going to take it easy on each other because we all know the history between them. They don't really like it.
Yeah.
They don't really like each other. So, obviously, they're going to hit a little bit harder. But, yeah, this was really hard for me to watch. But at the same time, I still, enjoyed it because they're in a main title match for the #1 women's title at SummerSlam, which is supposed to be the second biggest pay-per-view of the year.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Sasha winning, I mean, like, I didn't even celebrate.
Yeah, you were like dead set. You're like, you didn't know what to do. Like, you're like, on one hand, it would be awesome if Alexa Bliss retained because it continues her dominance. But now again, they just halted something in the way. They ended something that didn't need to end.
And they have Sasha win, which I mean, like I was saying on the podcast yesterday, Sasha was due for a big win. She has never won at a pay-per-view, let alone in Brooklyn. And I mean, good for her for finally getting a pay-per-view win. But here, I just didn't see it making sense.
Mm-hmm.
I think Alexa's done a fantastic job holding the title. Does Sasha need the title for a fourth time right now? No.
No.
Does Alexa need to still carry the Raw Women's title brand for a little longer? Yes. Yeah. And I would not be shocked if fucking Alexa wins it back tomorrow somehow. The way that this
you think it's gonna flip flop?
Oh my god! Well, I mean, every other title on this fucking brand is flip flopped.
I think that maybe that she wins it back in No Mercy, just based off what we've seen in the No Mercy promo.
Weird ass No Mercy promo. Yeah. I don't even know what that was.
That was creepy.
Like, it's gonna haunt me tonight. Like, as much as like Alexa's like. Whatever that promo or whatever, I can't even talk about it. Like, I can't even make any words right now. It was just so creepy.
I don't know what's going on right now, man. They just pressed stop. They yanked on the freaking emergency brake today, and they just halted every feud dead in their place. And we're like, what the fuck? Questionable booking, man.
I mean,
I don't know if Sasha Banks should have been the one to win here. I think they should have had a really good match, maybe 15 to 18 minutes long, and you should have had Alexa win somehow, maybe even dirty again.
I'm not going to say the match was terrible because there was a lot worse matches on this card.
Yeah.
But I was expecting more. I really was hoping they would steal the show with this match because the Great Balls of Fire match was pretty damn good, and I thought they could definitely expand on
This one was half the match that was.
And
at SummerSlam, no less.
Yeah, I mean, Sasha kicked out of a Twisted Bliss. That was probably about it.
Yeah.
And then she applies the bank statement.
I don't know what happens. It looks like they're going back in the direction of there's going to be a rematch, but Bayley's still hurt. Nia Jax, whatever. What are they going to do?
There's got to be a shakeup at some point because this division needs to be shaken.
So I think that's what, and they're going to do a shakeup with Sasha's champion, which is crazy. Maybe they swap champions.
Even though one's blue, one's red.
But you know what I mean? They swap the title belt. Like, if Sasha goes over to SmackDown, she becomes the SmackDown Women's Champion. Natty comes over, she becomes the Raw Women's Champion.
Honestly, putting bias aside, I think Alexa needs to go back to SmackDown.
Yeah. They need help over there.
Like, she made that division much better when she was there. Like, when they took her away, they lost a lot when they took Alexa Bliss away from SmackDown.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're still trying to replace that. I mean, biasly, I would want them
maybe
to get off the same fucking show. So I don't have to see them feud again.
Mokamania is saying in the chat we might get a heel Bayley out of this.
I just can't see Bayley as heel.
If she's gonna go against, again, like, I agree with you, again, if she's going up against Sasha Banks, you think Sasha Banks will be the heel in this case.
Swerve
Bailey,
all of us?
Healy, I know that they're thinking about it now because the fans are really turning on Bailey, and that's not really her fault. That's just the way WWE's booked her, and now the fans are freaking letting us know, or letting the basic WWE know that we can see right through her bullshit. But yeah, Mokamania is saying heel Bailey will fail, and it will fail if they actually go in that direction.
She has to be the John Cena.
Yeah,
of the women's
it's
division.
got to be the other direction.
And I mean, fuck, I'm surprised you haven't brought it up yet. I mean, the rumor return of Paige coming up.
And apparently it's soon. Maybe she got cleared by a WWE doctor.
And
Maybe she's
heel
ready to come back.
Heel Paige would be good too.
Yeah. Heel Paige was amazing. I loved when Paige was a heel. But her face run, fuck, man, that was a little cringy.
Team PCB.
Yeah,
she was basically the jobber of that team.
It's almost like she had to be for Total Divas, which I'm like, oh, come on.
Yeah, I think she's off the show now. So
yeah,
lucky
which is
for
good.
you. But I mean, I'm happy this match happened. I'm proud of them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want to see it again.
Yeah. So we have a caller calling in, so I'm gonna hook you up to the thing, and that's gonna be our own Tyler Jones, fan of the podcast. So I'm gonna hook you in now, Corporate Cappy. All right. You hear my voice too, right?
Yep. But it's okay.
All right, Tyler Jones, what is going on? Oh my! Are you fucking kidding me? You did not just play that.
You want to go ahead and hang up the call now?
Oh my God, no! I'll accept that.
I know. Cappy is dying.
Yeah, he's losing it right now. Unbelievable! Wow.
Background, that's so hilarious.
Oh,
boys?
thanks.
How's your night going?
Well, even worse now when I got that theme played.
So you heard it twice in one night, Kyle. I don't know why you're not fucking jumping out of your seat.
Hey, at least I played the retro Big Show.
I was just so floored by how bad the pay-per-view was. I couldn't get out of my seat when that match started.
I mean, I understand.
Yeah. We had a question from Michael Chell actually for you two right now. What do you guys think of What do the Nashville boys think of Nashville Rusev jobbing tonight?
I'm not gonna lie. When it happened, I was fucking furious, and the trade's like, "Well, I mean, you didn't expect it."
Hold on, let me say this: Tyler wasn't even done looking at his phone, and the match was over. Like Tyler was over there texting.
You guys know me.
Yeah.
And the match was over before he even looked up.
That was the worst. Why wasn't that on the pre-show? Explain to me. Explain this. Why?
Match is what I want to know.
Exactly.
Yeah, in retrospect, that was awful.
What was the point of it?
But I'm not gonna lie, guys. I was not upset with the pay-per-view until the end, and then I literally was like, okay, I might literally switch to watching Impact and the old stuff for a little while.
Okay, so the ending was okay. I knew Lesnar was probably going to retain, but you were telling me you were going to accept Jinder Mahal beating Nakamura.
Well, that's where me and Trey disagree with you, because honestly, I don't think Nakamura should be up right now. The guy can't fucking talk or cut a promo or do anything else other than fucking fight.
Now let me go on to say, I don't think Jinder Mahal is a great champion, or by any means. I don't like Jinder Mahal.
He needs to be the U.S. champion, build more heat.
But Nakamura does not deserve to be champion right now either.
Nakamura shouldn't be in this match to begin with. Like I said earlier,
That's what we're saying.
the title should have been swapped. The WWE Championship should have been AJ Styles and Kevin Owens. U.S. Championship should have been Jinder and somebody else. Sami Zayn, somebody else other than Nakamura. Nakamura should have had a one-on-one match even with Sami Zayn. There you go. They could have had a rematch from their NXT Takeover that they've had before.
Now, I agree with that. With what happened tonight, I think it was the right decision not to give it to not to give it to Nakamura. As much as I hate Jinder,
They fucked up.
It was the right decision.
They still fucked up though. That Nakamura was at the wrong place at the wrong time. They killed him.
Agree with that.
They killed Nakamura. Why should I care about any more Nakamura matches for the rest of the year when they just giving us this shit? Him losing to a botched finisher. One botched finisher.
Oh, in my notes, I hate the world's softest slam. That's the worst finisher ever.
Man, Nakamura has gone through people in NXT where he's kicked out of multiple finishers. You're telling me he can't kick out of Jinder Mahal's atrocious finisher, which he barely got.
He botched the fuck out of it.
He can't kick out of that. Absolutely terrible booking.
I'm surprised he didn't kick out of it, because I still thought he was gonna lose. Because me and Tyler were betting shotgunning beers on each match. And we both bet that Jinder Mahal was going to win. And I was still surprised that Nakamura didn't kick out of that first fucking softest slam.
I would the softest slam. And why? I need there to be, again, this is one of those moments I think too where WWE just forgets their own rule book. If someone interferes in the match and gets physical with one of the competitors, isn't that already an automatic DQ?
Yeah.
The one Singh brother hit Nakamura. He ran into him. That should be a DQ.
Technically, yes.
So Nakamura, I would have accepted Nakamura winning by DQ. That would have been okay. You have still Jinder as your goddamn champion, but you have Nakamura win by DQ. Why didn't they do that?
That'd be better.
That would have been a much better ending, other than him getting distracted by the fucking Singh Bros and losing the way he did.
No, we get more booking where Vince McMahon thinks he's better than NXT. Clearly, he's not.
Okay, so do we want to start in NXT and then work our way up?
I was going to say, let's just not talk about tonight. Let's talk about the good wrestling.
Hey, if you guys want to talk about NXT, let's go. What do you guys want to talk about from NXT yesterday?
Well, I'm going to say right now, if you guys don't put that fucking opening match on one of the Match of the Year candidates, I'm going to be a little upset.
Gargano and Almas?
Yeah, that was
probably
great.
One of the best wrestling, not sports entertainment, wrestling matches I've seen in since I've been watching wrestling.
Yeah, it was definitely a very, very good way to open the show. I think.
Go ahead.
I think Almas. This is definitely a resurgence for his career, and him getting paired with Selena Vega was definitely a huge need because the guy was doing nothing before he even got to this point. But now he's actually looking more credible, and people are actually starting to get behind him. And I think he can definitely get pushed in the right way on NXT. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with Cien Almas going forward. So
yeah, 100%. I agree. I agree with Tyler. I think it's right up there with the UK match we watched not too long ago. The Bruiserweight and
NXT Takeover Chicago. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. I think those two are right up there for Match of the Year in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And how about my boy EY coming up big against the fucking big goons?
Yeah, that was insane. I cannot believe they actually made AOP lose to Sanity here. That was a shock.
I can't believe they put Nikki Cross in a sandwich between those two big motherfuckers.
I was scared for my girl. I was literally like, oh my god, Nikki, I will take care of you.
Hey, she was cushioned between two guys. She felt.
No, that's not cushion. That's
That's a freaking buffalo.
That's a Dane and Akar sandwich.
Killian Dane crushed him. That was insane.
Yeah.
Also, I have to disagree with you guys on a little bit what you were talking about earlier with the factions. I think it would be dope, but I don't think that I would put Eric Young as my lead single. I would put Killian Dane as my lead single.
You think Killian Dane and Adam Cole would be a decent feud?
I think that'd be a good feud. Well, I mean, regardless of who is doing it.
I don't agree with that. I'd rather.
EY would, but he has the champ.
No, I'm not saying
right
EY,
now.
the other dude. I think he'd be
Wolf?
better. Yeah,
Wolf is good.
I think Wolf would be better than Killian Dane.
Yeah. Or maybe they just do the tag team. Maybe EY just he sticks with Dane and Wolf, and they
I'm
did.
thinking the ones that won the belts are the ones that are going to keep the belts for now, and they're gonna hold it.
Yeah, or they could do the free. They could do
because remember, Killian Dane was trying to go on a singles run for a minute there, and then they would put him up there for the Andre the Giant. He looked really good in that, so I mean, why not push him?
There's also the Freebird rule. The New Day did it when they had the title, so we'll have to see.
Man. Anytime you put some old school wrestling shit in front of me, it makes me just pop.
So I know it's hard to do because Takeover was, in my opinion, the best pay-per-view of the year, whether it's WWE or NXT. I think it's the best so far of the entire year. But if you had to, what would you choose as your least favorite match of the night?
From NXT Takeover?
Yep.
Holy crap.
I don't really have one because I don't really want to.
You're putting us on the spot here because I thought each match was great, but
No, I agree 100%. Like I said, I think it's the best pay-per-view event so far of 2017.
I'm going to switch my answer up a little bit. In terms of wrestling base, I'm just going to say if I pick my least favorite in my top five, number 5 would be Roode and McIntyre because it wasn't as good as the other matches, but for what we got after the match and for those two types of guys, it made sense. And they're not, again, like I said before, Rude and McIntyre are not like an Aleister Black. They're not like a Gargano.
No, yeah.
They're their types of style, and they had their type of match. So I didn't understand when a lot of people were shitting on it. I think they did all right for what we got out of both of those guys. So I think out of those 5, I think I put Rude and McIntyre at the bottom, even though what happened after really sent it over the top.
Yeah, what I told Tyler was, if you're somebody who's shitting on the Bobby Roode McIntyre match, you're just a WWE pessimist, and there's nothing we can do about that.
Yeah.
That was a good match, regardless.
Yeah. I was a bit of a Marky pissed off when they didn't use his Broken Dreams theme. I'm all about that theme.
No, I get that, but
He's his new person. He can't do his old theme music. I mean, I get put it in a promo to bring back memories, but
Oh, they play with my heartstrings.
I'm a huge Bobby Roode fan, but if they're gonna bring him up to the main roster, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, I really thought next year on WrestleMania time would have been a prime spot, but it looks like their signing level. I mean, look at all the ROH guys they just signed, and they're probably
bringing
going
a whole bunch of people into NXT. They don't need Roode anymore.
No.
Before they needed Roode down there.
now they have Gargano, Almas.
Yeah, and Roode just turned 40, so I mean, it's time to bring him up.
Yeah, it's now or never. It's kind of like with Joe.
Do you think he comes up at No Mercy, or you think he comes up at the Rumble?
I think it depends what we see out of a Raw and SmackDown tomorrow. Maybe we get a shake-up out of the blue tomorrow or Tuesday night.
I think the Rumble's too far from now to keep him.
My thing is, I could see him debuting tomorrow, but I think that they're gonna give him a break. I think they'll probably say, go home, take a nice month off.
Yeah, and maybe still do his NXT like live event dates that he's scheduled for, and then
Right, I mean he's got bookings, so go do that. Go take some, R&R, get ready for this because you're about to get a hell of a lot bigger schedule.
See, my biggest thing with Bobby Roode is if they bring him up and then have him compete every night, they're gonna ruin his entrance like they did with Shinsuke.
Yeah.
People don't get hyped for his entrance anymore like they used to.
They did for New York tonight. I think the crowd did a pretty good job.
Tonight they did, definitely. I'm just saying, like, on a night-to-night basis.
Yeah, no. Especially when they go to towns like, like I can't really think of like Lafayette and like crappy little tiny stuff like that. They're not gonna give a shit because they look at the main poster and that's who they cheer for. They don't look at anyone into the card. Nakamura, what the fuck, Nakamura? What are they singing? What is that?
What is that?
Nakamura, yeah, I want to try that.
So, I want to know what you guys' take on was for the Fatal 4-Way. What was your take on that?
Do we want to start there? Because, like, we can. I'd rather finish it with that because we have some harsh words for that.
Well, I had some more callers coming in, so I wanted to not get you guys on for too long.
Well, we're double the callers, double the time, right? I'm fucking with that.
Do you have anything else you want to put in before we get to that from
I
NXT?
just want to say, the only matches I really did like from tonight, I liked the Usos and New Day. I thought that was good.
Yeah.
I was fine with Sasha winning because, unlike Cappy, I actually like the feud between them. I love both girls, and I think the feud is really good.
Secretly, he loves it too. He's just being a little me to people so that he can look like he's so sad and pitiful.
He's shaking his head right now.
Yeah, so I was fine with that. I thought Kevin Owens and AJ Styles was the best match of the night, just in terms of wrestling and whatnot. The what's gonna follow might change in the future, but as of tonight, that was my favorite match.
Yeah.
And then Fatal 4-Way at the end, man. Me and Tyler, we were marking out when Braun Strowman was power slamming Brock Lesnar.
Can I just cut a little shoot here for a second? Vince, if you're listening,
probably not.
You've done some good stuff in the past, man. I appreciate it. But how dare you bring me up and up and up this roller coaster, expecting this great drop and these big twirls, even though I don't like roller coasters, but in my mind, I was ready for it for Braun, man. I was ready. I was like, oh my God, he's powerbombing Brock through three tables. Oh my God, let's do it. Let's go. and I'm like, we might actually win this.
Yeah, and when he flipped the table on him too,
we might actually win this.
Yeah, that was.
And then you did what you always do, buddy. You put that douche big dog in the damn ring, like always, and you have the two biggest, baddest dudes, other than freaking, which I don't like Brock, and he's an idiot.
I don't like Brock either. Let the record show.
But you have the two biggest, baddest dudes in the damn thing on the outside of the ring, and you have that idiot throwing Superman punches like Chuck Liddell, but doesn't look half as good.
Chuck
you have
Liddell.
The two worst movement sets in the entire world in the ring, and you finish with that? Fuck you.
Yeah, I was literally expecting Undertaker's gong to go off at one of the ooh-ahs that freaking Roman Reigns did. He did at least like 4 or 5 of them. Okay, come on. How many of these are we going to zoom in on so Vince McMahon can fill his ego? Like, Jesus Christ, man. The camera zoomed in on him doing that all 4 times he did it.
Yeah,
Like, we get it. Like, we understand. He does that before every spear. Okay, like, Jesus Christ. Does he need to do it that many times?
But I think they're literally just shoving him down our throats to turn him heel at this point. I mean,
what I kept saying was I thought that, because Braun Strowman was out of the match for so long up to that point, I thought that, like, they were going to have Reigns, like, do the Superman punch however fucking many times he was going to do it, and then hit the spear, and then Strowman was going to come in and steal the pin, which I would have been absolutely 100% okay with, even though I wanted Samoa Joe to win from the start. But I said I would have, like, as much as I hate Roman Reigns, I told Tyler, I would have rather had him win than Brock Lesnar.
You are ruining the Universal Championship. It's nothing to me anymore.
Yeah, him on the roster holding a title is just ruining it. It is ruining Raw for me.
God. Well, at least you were happy to see your Braun dominate that match. I mean, that was insane.
That was the only good part about it.
We were marking out pretty good, too, when he was power slamming through everything.
I love you for bringing Braun in, but God damn it.
They teased a lot out of it. I think Braun and Brock is going to continue from this.
I would be 100% okay with that. I would much rather see that than Roman.
Yeah, because
be the next WrestleMania match over Roman and
oh my God.
Well, we know
awesome.
Lesnar's not going to show up again until fucking WrestleMania, so who knows?
He'll probably show up maybe for Survivor Series. No, well, he's billed for No Mercy, so we'll see what happens.
Is he really?
Yeah.
That's only a month away.
Yeah. But other than that, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna let you get to your other.
Yeah, we know you got more callers.
To the nerds.
What I want to do say before we leave, Ty, I'm looking at the board right now for. I have the answer board for the crate. It looks like just from the color, because I have it sorted out in green and red, like for green for right answers and red for wrong answers. You're definitely in the top 3 to win this crate.
Oh, yeah.
You're looking good, but I have to do some calculations because obviously certain questions mean certain points. So it looks pretty good.
Hey, just remember who your right wing is on club, okay? Just remember who scores those Genos for you, other than Cappy. You know.
All right, guys. Thanks for calling in, man.
Y'all have a good night. We'll see you later.
Yeah, take it easy. And that was the Bucks of Youth.
Bucks of Smash.
The Bucks of Smash. Sorry, Bucks of Youth. That is the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
All right, guys. But before we continue on the show, unfortunately, Corporate Cappy has to get going here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you got the corporate job tomorrow.
And yeah, we're sharing a car right now, so Cappy Senior, Corporate Cappy Senior is here to pick me up.
But Corporate Cappy, thanks for joining me. I'll continue this and continue to take Skype calls to talk about SummerSlam tonight. So thank you very much, Corporate Cappy.
Yep, and I'll leave you a list of things to talk about at the end.
Oh.
Top 3 worst 3 things I liked.
Okay.
And I'll end off with proud of my girls tonight.
Thank you. So, as Corporate Cappy is signing off here, I will accept another phone call, and that is definitely James from That Ass Podcast. What is going on?
What is up, brother? How you doing? Thanks for taking the phone call, bro.
Yeah, you're welcome. Unfortunately, you're in now as Corporate Cappy's got to leave. He's got the corporate job tomorrow, so he's got to go, but I'm going to continue to stay on the air here and talk a little bit more of Summer Scam. Not SummerSlam.
Exactly right.
Summer Scam with the bullshit we got tonight. What the fuck happened tonight?
3 buried alive matches. That's what happened tonight. They brought the buried alive concept back tonight. Every person that was buried is a potential person for their future. That's what happened tonight.
We just got 3 unannounced buried alive matches tonight.
John Cena and Randy fucking Orton are winning matches in 2017. I mean, if that's not a problem. I mean, and I understand what the Nashville boys were saying earlier about Nakamura, and he shouldn't have been in the position to begin with, like you said. I mean, but you're ruining your WrestleMania 34 main event. You're ruining Nakamura and Styles is what you're doing now.
Yeah. I can't sit here and accept this shit anymore.
And by the way, what the hell was Sasha wearing on the way to the ring? I thought I was looking at a creature from Jurassic Park.
Did you see that on Twitter? Did you see someone put? I saw that. Someone put a side-by-side picture of that dinosaur from Jurassic Park and put next to Sasha being like, and you know what the best part is? It's her husband makes all these things.
That garbage. I mean, like, literally, like, they really thought, oh, this will look good. I thought that they were going to do what they did in NXT Takeover Brooklyn 1, where she was going to come out on the Escalade, because they were doing the big pan shot, like they were, like, an Escalade was going to come out.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I see, I'm like, what is she wearing? Did she not realize if she doesn't hold it up that it'll start tilting and falling?
Literally, she was holding up the entire entrance. She didn't once, like, there was the one part before she's getting into the ring where she let it go and you can kind of see it tilting and she's like, oh shit, man, I got to stick my hand behind me. Did they not have test runs with this thing before? Did it not sit there backstage before the show? So maybe we should like do like a test walk and see if this thing will actually stay up. For Christ's sakes.
How is it that they literally put this card together and they looked at NXT Takeover last night and they said, yeah, this is acceptable. In what world? You had Adam Cole and Red Dragon come together, which was fucking epic at the end of that great main event, and this is what you follow it up with.
This is unacceptable.
Schuster Mahal beats beats Nakamura in a botch, like you said, botch finisher. With the Scurry brothers at ringside.
Who interfered in the match, who, again, like I said, how does it not constitute as a disqualification when the second Jinder brother, like the second one interfered, made contact with Nakamura? Does WWE honestly forget about the rule book on a pay-per-view basis? They just throw it out the window and say, fuck it, we're going to forget our rule book just so we can book shitty matches and give the people what they don't want.
They forget their rule book all the time, just like their rematch clauses. They remember their rematch clauses, and then they don't remember their rematch clauses. It's really, really terrible. I mean, this SummerSlam is one of the worst I've ever seen in my life.
I think it's sad to say because earlier in the year I said Fastlane was probably the worst pay-per-view I've ever seen. Fastlane may have just barely beat SummerSlam, and that is sad for SummerSlam as a Big Four pay-per-view.
Battleground in there too.
And Battleground. Like, SummerSlam's your Big Four. This is the one you bill at as like almost like a WrestleMania because you do travel packages, you do almost a whole week kind of thing for this. Even Corporate Cappy said it in the middle of the show. He's like, why don't they just fucking put TakeOver on the Sunday and put SummerSlam on the Saturday, because that way people are not leaving pissed off. I would fucking gladly not pay to go to SummerSlam and just go to TakeOver because this was fucking terrible.
I mean, the crowd was in a coma for 2.5 hours until Cesaro popped the beach ball.
Literally. I don't blame them. Why should they get excited for lazy booking and the product that they're putting out there? Who's gonna sit there and be like, yeah, okay, I can cheer for this. Yeah, I can cheer for. Let me look. Yeah, I got the paper for the card. Let me cheer for Neville winning back the title, which is the most obvious fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
No point. They had 4 matches in an hour. I mean, you had Randy Orton beat Rusev in 10 seconds. How do you justify that?
How the fuck was that not on the pre-show? Why did that need to be on the main card? Yet the tag team titles, which almost had a 20-minute match, couldn't be put on the fucking main card anywhere. That actually was one of the top matches of the night.
It doesn't make any sense. And then at the end of the year, Kyle, they're gonna look around and go, well, gee, we can't sell WrestleMania with this roster. I wonder why.
You have a good roster. They just don't know how to use it.
Don't use it.
And that's why Triple H is scared to send anyone up, and I don't blame him.
I mean, don't blame him. Look what they've done. Look what they did. Nakamura. They literally urinated on Nakamura tonight. I mean, I'm serious when I say that. They urinated on the guy.
I can't take him credible anymore. I can't sit here and look to Nakamura's next match and say, oh my God, yeah, he's definitely going to win, because now I'm like, he might lose. He just lost to Jinder Mahal off one Colossus that was barely even done. Like, he almost let him go, and then can you imagine if Nakamura fell and that's how he actually lost? That would have been even worse.
You know what's funny? they're the kings ever since WrestleMania 17. They're the kings of kicking out of finishers, but Jinder Mahal's finisher is the one that's protected.
Fucking
That's
atrocious.
the finisher that's protected.
How does Nakamura feud with all these guys in NXT, kick out of multiple finishers that he kicked out in NXT, but he cannot kick out of one fucking Colossus? The Singh brothers barely did anything as they interfered. Nakamura kicked their fucking heads off. It's not like they did something to knock him out and then he, was able to take the Colossus and that was credible for him to lose. They did fuck all. He was able to kick them off. He just got distracted a little bit. Doesn't constitute him losing off one fucking Colossus that barely got off by Jinder. He's the worst champion I've ever seen.
And all the fans that want to complain about people being negative on Twitter and negative about the WWE, just think about this for a second. Sami Zayn and Ty Dillinger were kept off this show.
And Mike Kanellis.
And Mike Kanellis was just brought up a few weeks ago. He already has lost 3 matches, and he hasn't even been in the company for 2 months. They'll make money, but they want to make money the way they want to make money.
But
because they can afford to do it that way now.
Yeah.
Because they have guaranteed revenue.
Yeah, because Big Show and Big Cass midway down on the main card was definitely needed over a Ty Dillinger and maybe Sami Zayn match. Why don't you put those two together? Or like I said before, take fucking Nakamura out of that WWE title match. Have him have a match with Sami Zayn. You can have two faces face each other. You had fucking two heels face each other tonight.
Exactly right. And by the way, is Big Cash trying to become my complexion with his tanning bed?
Holy crap, man! Yeah, his tan's getting worse. I don't know. I think it's spray. It's got to be a spray tan.
Oh my God! And he looked like he hit the Strombolis and Bensonhurst. I mean, jeez. Cash, calm down.
Oh my God! The worst part of that match was Enzo Amore stripping down to his fucking with his tidy whities. Getting a bottle of lube because that's PG. Let's not keep it PG here. And he slipped through the shark cage. Are you fucking kidding me?
He slipped through the shark cage just to get big booted. And by the way, I thought that the one thing about the shark cage, at least okay, at least I don't have to hear Enzo Amore. Why is he mic'd?
Yeah, that's right. And then
the whole match.
I think the camera was half on him and half on the match. Which, I mean, I don't blame him. I don't want to fucking focus on that shit. I don't want to see Big Show and Big Cass go at it. God, they were tired by 2 minutes into the match.
Big Show, for a man who, quote-unquote, finally got in shape, was winded within the first 3 minutes of this match.
Unbelievable.
I mean, he was either winded or he was looking for Oreos. I don't know which one it was.
He's definitely looking for Oreos.
I mean, this is unacceptable.
It's terrible. Where do we go from here? Where do we honestly go from here? There needs to be. There's probably most likely going to be I'm saying 90%. There's probably going to be a shakeup starting tomorrow night. It's going to be an unannounced shakeup. Maybe Vince McMahon comes out. I need to shake things up again because I fucked up.
We have to shake it up. We have to shake it up. I mean, what are you going to do now? You're going to turn Bailey heel because you don't know what you're doing? Because you screwed her up? So, because of your ineptitude, you're going to turn her heel. I already see it coming a mile away.
Yep.
I mean, what are you doing? Sasha Banks really need to be a 4-time women's champion tonight?
And a face champion? Fuck off. She needs to be a heel. It needs to be the complete opposite. She needs to go heel and turn on Bailey, and that's how you build Bailey back up. And
that's exactly what you need to do.
I think, in my eyes, you 6 months build that match. You don't have their match until WrestleMania. That's how you create an epic women's match. But they won't. No, they don't. They don't. They quick fire and everything. Look at this week passed on Raw and SmackDown. They gave us
a bunch of garbage and try to get you ready for SummerSlam, and it's like that's not how it works. You're doing things that TNA used to do. Like a bunch of shit.
Like Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt. We were excited for the entrance. As soon as the match begun, I'm like, no.
I fell asleep.
I already see this on Monday night. Why do I need to watch this again?
Bray Wyatt got the eater of worlds. He's got the whole cinnamon bun in his hands. The man who you're supposed to fear got scared when Finn Balor did a little nip up in his paint.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the eater. He's the eater of pins, Bray Wyatt. He's not the eater of worlds anymore. He's the eater of pins because he just loses at pay-per-views. I cannot vote against Bray. I cannot vote on Bray Wyatt anymore at pay-per-views. I'm just gonna vote against him every single time because
Every single time.
this fucking guy's just gonna lose.
He's just beyond irrelevant, and just go down the roster and look at the guys who lost tonight. They're supposed to be future guys 5-10 years down the road. And I'm supposed to take them seriously?
Yeah.
Like, other than the Seth Rollins-Dean Ambrose match, which actually woke the crowd up, I mean, what am I supposed to be excited about? I mean, Brock Lesnar winning the title? Okay, so who's he going to face at No Mercy?
I think they're going to go.
What is
I
he
think they're
gonna
doing
try
Braun
this
Strowman. I think just because of the stare down they had and like the T stare down they had, and then they had Joe and Roman run in. I know WWE. I know how they're booking, how they book shit, and how they tease stuff. It's gonna be Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar. I think, knowing WWE, they're gonna give us something useless, like they're gonna put Joe and Roman together in a one-on-one match. It's gonna mean absolutely nothing.
Oh yeah, so Roman can look strong, so he can be the one that beats Samoa Joe, right?
Yeah, or they actually, they'll book it as #1 contender, and Roman will beat him.
And I tell you something right now, if you think Roman's not getting a receipt for tonight for WrestleMania, I'm more convinced than ever that's happening.
No, I hope to God we don't get Lesnar and Reigns at next year's WrestleMania.
I plan on going to New Orleans, and I plan on going to WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, we'll be there too.
I don't want to see it either. I mean, but I just see it. I know their brain. I smell it like it's in the air. It's like they went out of their way to get Joe. Not like, okay, you can do your little Coquita clutch, but just stay out of the way and let Roman run the show a little bit.
Oh yeah,
he's gonna lose, but Roman's gonna, we're gonna do all the camera angles and get all of his Superman punches in and his spear in, and make it look like he's gonna win the title, but he's gonna lose, but just stay out of the way, Joe. You can kind of tell that they did that to Joe tonight.
I think in my mind, WWE knows that we feel like Roman's getting pushed down our throats, but I think they're gonna do it to the extent where they think that eventually we're just gonna accept Roman, and I don't think that they know that he will not be accepted by the WWE Universe ever. No. He will always get booed. He will never, ever get cheered ever in his entire career. You might as well make him a heel. Or in my case, or what I think about, if there's any way you're going to get him at least half cheered, you incorporate him in the Shield reunion. You incorporate him into that feud, I guarantee you half the crowd will cheer Roman. I know you're still going to get the goons that boo him no matter what he does because it's inevitable now. But, God, there's no saving this guy. I'm trying to think of ways to saving him. There's just not.
And this notion that they're going to turn him heel, they could have turned him heel when he committed vehicular homicide, a few pay-per-views ago. They tried not to do that. I mean, they're not going to ever turn this dude heel. They had the perfect opportunity at WrestleMania. What I would have done, I would have had him come out in the Undertaker garb and do the promo.
Yeah.
That's what I would have done, but they chose not to do that. They're never going to turn him heel. They're just waiting and buying their time until Cena walks away and he's the next dude, and everybody else has to bow down.
I love that everyone thinking that Undertaker was going to return tonight.
Oh, come on. I told everybody. He's going to Bensonhurst for the pizza and the Stromboli.
Yeah, that was fucking hilarious. I know in the back of my head, like way in the back of my head, when they kept zooming in on him doing the ooh-ahs, and I'm like, okay, maybe if the reason why he's doing it so many times is by like the third one, maybe we hear a dong, but then I'm like, you know what? He's literally probably backstage. He's probably visiting Shawn Michaels, who was there dressed as Colonel fucking Sanders, which is the most cringiest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Was that horrible or what?
That was just for them to film the commercial, because we saw the commercial later on in the night, and we saw the scene that they filmed in the beginning of the pay-per-view, which we saw live, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And they inserted the fake their Colonel chants. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. So they made it Shawn Michaels so that the crowd would actually like pop for the commercial. If it wasn't Shawn Michaels, they would have booed the fuck out of it. But that was the worst thing I've ever seen.
I mean, we saw an up, down, down commercial for like 4 minutes. I don't know what they were doing, what they were talking about. Then the cringe KFC. I mean, why are you linked to a chicken place that publicly has been called out for genetically mutated chicken?
I don't know.
You want to be linked to that?
I don't even think this pay-per-view was even sponsored by KFC. So what the fuck was that about?
I just don't get it. I don't understand what they're doing. I mean, when is Sami Zayn gonna be on television again? What are they doing?
Well,
Where are we going here?
It seems that NXT is doing it right, because I don't recall any KFC commercials during NXT.
No, not at all. I don't recall any of that.
No.
Oh God. I mean, one of the worst SummerSlams ever. One of the greatest takeovers though ever.
Holy fuck, that was amazing. That's probably the best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, I never give a show a 10, but that's a 10.
100%. I wish this was Sunday's pay-per-view. I wish TakeOver was second and SummerSlam was first. That way I can leave this weekend happy. But now I go to bed with a sour taste in my mouth and just knowing that we've gotten the worst booking I've ever seen, and now I got to endure this. And now I have to watch, for this podcast's sake, I have to watch Raw and SmackDown and see what fucking happens. As much as I don't, oh man, it literally almost I think it pushed me more over the edge. I was almost at a point saying, fuck it, I'm not reviewing Raw or SmackDown anymore. I'm just going to do NXT, because right now the product on the main roster is absolutely atrocious, and it sucks because the people on there deserve much, much, much better. And they wonder why superstars are leaving the WWE with sour taste in their mouths, and they go out on podcasts and interviews and talk shit about the WWE. It's because of this right here.
I mean, when I met Justin Roberts at WrestleCon this past year, I mean, this is the stuff that he was telling me about. He goes, look what he goes, Vince does things because he knows he's going to get a reaction. He gets off on it.
It's fucking bad.
And you see it. You see, I mean, like, literally they did that to Nakamura. They could have protected Nakamura. They knew that the reaction they were going to get. And in their mind, it's like, oh, Jinder's getting heel heat. Look at that. Look at that. It's like, no, don't do that.
We're booing at the booking. We're not booing at Jinder. We're booing how fucking bad you're booking Nakamura, who's supposed to be this top guy. He's supposed to be your poster child, one of the poster childs on SmackDown Live. Yet you make him lose to fucking Jinder Mahal in his first pay-per-view loss.
Unforgivable. After you bring out the violinist from last year, you bring him, you make a whole deal, Nakamura with the new jacket. You know, and then it's just, and Jinder Mahal, Juicer Mahal, Nemesis, like you said. I mean,
he's only champion because of that reason. He's the only. I guarantee you, when Vince, I bet you this is going on behind the scenes. It's just like a theory I have. Vince found out he's doing steroids. I guarantee, and he wanted to have a meeting with Jinder and talk about it. As soon as he saw the physique of Jinder for the first time since he quit WWE, he's probably like, "Oh, WWE champion, you are going to be, yes. You know what? I don't care you take steroids. We're going to hide that. We're going to call it this. Clean diet."
Clean living.
Yeah. Fuck off. Clean diet, my ass. The guy came back at this time last year. I remember it was during the first draft when he came back. And he came back and then he disappeared for like 4 months. Mm-hmm. The difference in that 4 months... How do you sit here and tell me that he does not take steroids? No one clean diets for 4 months and gets that fucking big. That is a load of shit.
Protein shakes.
Unfucking believable. Get the fuck out of here.
I tell you what was used. The IcoPro pills from 1993. That's what was used.
Vince probably still has a storage of those things.
In the laboratory.
Oh, well, freaking India has 1.3 billion people. We need somebody from there. Jinder, here, take some.
Yeah.
Except
you only come to me.
Except
I got the stuff in my desk.
Except India don't fucking care about Jinder. I love the way they tried to promote him in India in the video promo, like showing all these news channels talking about Jinder Mahal. Yeah, maybe for like the first day. After that, they went right back to fucking worshiping the Roman statue right outside the news studio.
I love they found a way to finagle the ESPN documentary, dude, to do this video package. A week of build, and they found a way to have a video package that was longer than the Randy Orton Rusev match.
Exactly. Give me a fucking break. There's no way Jinder Mahal is this popular in India. Get out of here.
And by the way, I love how the WWE can't stop talking about, numbers, how many people showed up, how many of this. They'll never tell you that network subscriber number, though.
Nope, because I guarantee you it goes down more times than it goes up.
Because it's under 5 million. and they thought by now they would have 15 million subscribers, and they don't even have 5 million subscribers.
No.
So what does that tell you?
To be honest, I'm only using the network to see the pay-per-view because, I mean, obviously it's better than a shitty stream like I used to do before.
Justify paying $59.99 for this garbage.
Yeah. I don't use it for anything else, and it sucks. Believe it or not, I don't know if you know of how bad the network is up here in Canada. It's not the same as the United States. We get it on a channel. We don't have a fucking like Netflix kind of library. We have to watch it on a channel, and whatever comes on is what comes on. We don't get to choose. I mean,
so you don't get to like look at old archives?
And you want to know what's hilarious? So I have a feature on my cable box for on demand, but when I go to it, there's only select few things. I can only watch what's actually up there and what they post up there. I can't sit there and search a Raw from 2003 this episode. I can't do that. I can't do that up here.
I did not know that. That's terrible.
I can't get it on Xbox. There's no Xbox app in Canada for the WWE Network. I can only watch it through my cable provider. So basically, I'm paying $11.99, and it's $11.99 up here because everything's more expensive in Canada, and I only pay to see pay-per-views once a month. I mean, I'll sit there if I'm bored at home and I need to watch a little bit of TV. I'll turn it on and see what's on, and if it's something good, I'll watch it. 9 times out of 10, it's fucking a repeat episode of Total Divas, so I don't care, and I switch to something else. And it sucks. Everything for WWE in Canada sucks, especially ordering on the shop. We got to pay conversion to Canadian dollars. Then we also got to pay this thing called a duty fee. Then we also got to pay a conversion. There's 2 fees that go on top of like a T-shirt. Like, I'll give you an example. A T-shirt for us on the shop. I'm gonna quickly look it up here. I have it a link. Just give me a T-shirt. Give me a. I hate this, and this thing always pops up here. I'll click Roman. Sure, why not? So a Roman T-shirt is for us and switched over to Canadian dollars is $33.13. Now you add on the fees, so the duty fee, the processing fee, and the taxes we fucking pay up here is ridiculous. So I'm going to continue to check out. I'm going to scroll to the bottom and tell you so for one fucking T-shirt, this is including shipping and not the duties and taxes, is $43.15.
That is just unacceptable. That's ridiculous.
With the fees is usually $7, so you're looking at $50 for one fucking T-shirt off the WWE shop. That's how much we get shafted up here in Canada. That's why whenever there's an event up here, we always go to the merch stand because it's basically the same price as WWE shop for us, but we're not paying any fees or taxes. It's straight up $30 for a T-shirt.
Wow.
Yeah.
My God.
Our Canadian dollar sucks when.
Yep. Jeez, I'm sorry, dude. That's insane.
But anyways, yeah, I'm so super exhausted from SummerSlam tonight, and it really pissed me off. I'm probably just gonna talk about my top 3 and worst 3 matches, and then I'm gonna end this. So I'll keep you on the line,
all right?
Because I want to hear your top 3 and your worst 3.
Thank you.
My top 3 of the night for SummerSlam. This is really, really tough because there wasn't a lot of top anything. Would probably be Ambrose and Rollins for sure, number 1. Number 2, the New Day match and Usos. And number 3, the Fatal 4-Way, because I know it was a crappy ending and Lesnar retaining doesn't make any sense, but what we got out of it really woke everyone, I guess, back up with basically just the destruction of everything around the ring. I thought it was all right. It delivered a little bit, but it makes the 3 spot in my top 3 for sure.
I'm going to go what you did, but I'm going to do it in reverse. I'm going to do the New Day match, which should have been on the main show, as number 1. Then the Rollins, Ambrose with Cesaro and Sheamus, and also the a little caveat for the beach ball, which I wish there were several beach balls.
I know. I was wondering now. I was like, why was there only one? Why was the guy whoever brought that only brought one? He knew that at least one of them would be taken away by a security guard or popped, but he only brought one. Fucking cheap ass.
I mean, it's a joke, dude.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, and the third one is the Fatal 4-Way, which I was popping for Strowman's destruction. Apparently Strowman is the only person they know how to book correctly.
Yeah? Yeah.
He's the only person they know how to book correctly. He's pinned Reigns on numerous occasions. He doesn't really lose. He doesn't really look stupid, except for the day after WrestleMania when he challenged Brock Lesnar and then walked away from him when Brock Lesnar showed up.
Yeah.
But you know, and then when he ran away with his arm injury, ran away from Reigns, which was stupid. But other than that, they booked him correctly.
Yeah.
And I just hate the fact that Lesnar retained. It just, to me, just screams laziness.
It does, and they even made a big deal about it in the dirt sheets, if you will. They're like, oh, only Lesnar and Vince know the ending of this match, and they kind of kept it a big secret. And I'm like, okay, so we're gonna get something interesting, and for us to get a retain,
That was the secret.
that's the fucking secret, really?
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. The bottom three, I would say, I did not care. Well, obviously, it's the big slow, the big diarrhea, big Kaz match. I mean, what a joke that was. Balor and Bray Wyatt, I don't care. You're not gonna make me care. And Natalya and Naomi, I'm sorry, there's no reason for Natalya winning that title.
That made zero sense.
And you built Naomi up, and she really didn't have a reign. You know, not really. And maybe who she beat? Lana 4 different times. I mean,
oh, that's credible.
Who did she really beat? I mean, she never beat anybody to become a credible champion. She won a horrible match at WrestleMania to win the title. I mean, you just put a bunch of glow crap on the belt. You might as well just let her keep it until Survivor Series, or let a credible opponent, peek its head. I mean, Natalya just winning clean with the sharpshooter. So all the heels that just continue to win by nefarious means, but Natalya is the one person who gets to win clean in the middle. Okay.
I think the worst part was we didn't get a cash in from Carmella. Why? No, we only got a quick 5-second clip of her backstage.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. What a joke.
Before I get into my worst three, I'm going to actually go over Cappy before he left the studio here. He actually wrote down his top three. His top three were New Days versus Usos. The Fatal 4-Way was second, and number 3 was Ambrose, Rollins, Cesaro, and Sheamus. I'm actually shocked he doesn't have written Banks and Bliss, because those are his girls. Like those are his number ones. But his worst three are, number 1 was Rusev and Orton, the fucking 10-second match. Big Show and Big Cass. And number 3 was Naomi and Natty. All right, my worst three. Fuck, number 1 for sure. You already know what number 1 is for me, and everyone out there knows is Big Show and Big Cass. The match that really never needed to happen, or they could have had it, but they should have put it in the pre-show, because that way I would have had an excuse not to watch the pre-show. Because I had to watch it anyways, because I was trying to get the results in for my pick'em contest, which, fuck, I still got to do after this show too. I got to calculate the results and see who won this thing. Number 2, I'm very upset at this, that Jason Jordan, the Hardys, and Miz Taraj were so early in the card, especially at 5:30 when there was absolutely no one in the arena yet. That was fucking... They wrestled in front of what would be a sellout crowd for a shitty indie event that WWE doesn't even give a fuck about. Like, there was no... In that circle of front row seats, where there's like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 rows, there was nobody. Absolutely nobody.
Nobody.
And for the people in this match, that's not fair. This is where you stick the 205 Live match, because clearly WWE doesn't give a fuck about that. And... you know what? This is where you stick Big Show and Big Cass, because Big Show on TV in 2017 makes absolutely no fucking sense.
You know how you know that the WWE doesn't give a shit about 205 Live? Is they stop changing the ropes.
Yeah.
Matches.
They're getting lazy with that too. I mean, it's probably a cutback. They probably added it with the pyro cutbacks. No, we need to sell this purple tape.
The pyros are cut, but not Finn Balor's smoke.
Yeah.
That wasn't cut from the budget.
No, we need that. But the best part of that whole thing was I loved, and I was dying, and I only laughed more when I found out actually who it was, when Miz jumped out of the ring and he was like celebrating in front of one guy at ringside with a phone in a suit, and I found out that that's actually the WWE social media guy who was on Snapchat. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, man?
This company.
Yeah. And I'd say the third worst match for me was probably, again, Nakamura and Mahal, because it made zero sense for me for Nakamura to lose tonight. Absolutely garbage booking out of this entire pay-per-view. The worst SummerSlam ever done by the WWE. I don't know what the fuck they do from this. It's like maybe they know there's a shake-up tomorrow, so fuck it. We're just going to put whatever out there because we don't care because we're shaking things up tomorrow. But NXT blew SummerSlam way out of the water, and first, it's happened a couple of times over the last year where TakeOver's almost been better than the actual event. But this year, it took the cake. By far, TakeOver 10 out of 10. SummerSlam fucking 2 out of 10 at most. 2 at most.
You're right. You're 2 out of 10. TakeOver, I thought the biggest embarrassment was when TakeOver Dallas happened and then WrestleMania 32 happened. But no, this is by far the worst. I mean, I've seen every single SummerSlam.
Yeah.
There were some rough ones along the way. This is by far, in terms of booking, in terms of the potential, in terms of the roster you have.
Yep.
This was by far the worst SummerSlam
Takes the cake.
my entire life.
Takes the cake, and I actually can't wait to go listen to fucking JD's rant on this because I know
me
he's
neither. I
he's
can't
gonna
now.
have a stroke when he fucking reviews this.
Oh my god.
He might have a stroke live on camera. I know how mad he gets.
Yeah, me too. I thought his Battleground review was beautiful, a beautiful book
I
of art.
remember that.
This is beyond unforgivable what they did tonight.
I hope we
stuff
see the
they pulled
Beaver.
tonight.
I hope we see fucking this Beaver doll open the fucking review. I hope we see Kevin Dunn.
The Kevin
Yee!
Did somebody say
What?
I love it.
Nakamura? Fuck that guy, man. Anyway.
Joe, chicken sandwiches.
Anyways, man, I'm getting fucking exhausted just from reviewing this bullshit.
Yeah, I'm getting exhausted talking about it, but thank you so much for having me. Kyle.
No worries,
Appreciate
guys. This is James, guys. If you don't know, he's got his own podcast with Tiffany, his glorious co-host, and they have a podcast named That Ass Podcast. Go check him out. Go subscribe to him on Twitter. Go follow him on Twitter, or subscribe to him on Twitter. Go follow him on Twitter. Subscribe to him on YouTube, and go give him a follow, guys. Awesome podcast, all about relationship stuff, all that jazz. So go give him a follow for sure.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on, man.
All right, see you later, James.
All right, have a good night.
Yep. And guys, that's gonna wrap it up for me tonight. It's already 1:35 my time, and I'm getting sick and tired of talking about this atrocious pay-per-view. So, thank you for tuning in the chat, all you guys out there, and thank you for listening. This is Kyle Masters, the self-proclaimed greatest host for No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. Be sure to go check us out on Twitter at No Holds Barred WP. We're also on Instagram, No Holds Barred WP as well. And if you want to listen to all previous episodes of the podcast, subscribe to this channel on YouTube. You can also go check us out on Spreaker, Spreaker.com/NHBWP, on Stitcher and iTunes. We're available everywhere, wherever is easier and convenient for you. All links are posted in the description below. I'm Kyle Masters again, guys. I'll see you guys next time.